Hello and welcome back to another episode of the SportsRunDown Betalong. How are you getting on tonight, Gary?
Yeah, good, LB. How are you?
Yeah, good. Anyone who's watching will see it's a slightly different looking team again tonight. We've had a lot of rotation the last few weeks. So it's just myself and Gary. Tonight's lads couldn't make it, and neither could our regular support, PK. He's also out of action tonight, so it'll just be the two of us. So bear with us tonight if things are a little bit slower. How are you getting on, Gary? Are you excited for tonight's football?
Yeah, looking forward to it. There's a big night in the EFL, so that's where my main focus is going to be. I actually fancy two bets tonight in the EFL. So Huddersfield are in there as being my pick for the Betalong ACA, but I also think the other away team tonight, Mansfield, are overpriced. And then in the League of Ireland, there's two cracking games. So my team, Shelbourne, are at home to Dundalk, which will be a really good game. I'm going to be watching that live. But there's also a Dublin derby between Shamrock Rovers and Bohemians, and that could turn into a pretty feisty affair. So, yeah, they're kind of the four games that I'll be mainly keeping an eye on. Yeah, really looking forward to it getting started in a few minutes' time.
I love Fridays when you're just sitting there. You're like, yeah, they're the four games I'm going to be watching. There's so much on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and they look like they'll be really interesting games as well. So, you know, sometimes like I can see, especially the League of Ireland game between Shamrock Rovers and Bohemians, like that's not going to be 0-0, and there's going to be a load of bookings in it. So it's just one of those where it should be action left, right, and centre. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. So my games tonight, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Belgian game. So that's Leuven against Union Saint-Gilloise. That's going to be the main one, and we'll get into that later. That's my main bet of the night as well in the ACA. I'm also going to keep an eye on the French football and the Serie B. So I've stayed away from the Serie B a lot this season, but the game tonight looks pretty well priced for some goals, and you know, I feel like things have to come back good in the Serie B for me at some stage. As Parma against Cittadella, and the Ligue 1 game is Lille against Saint-Ettienne. So our usual Ligue 1 expert Dermo hasn't actually picked anything tonight. So I'm going to just keep an eye on that one and see for any in-play bets. And a couple of good games around, so they'll be the ones I'm keeping an eye on. Thankfully, we're on different games anyway, so we'll have a good bit of coverage across the various things that are on. The Serie B game kicked off at past, so it's about 5 minutes in. The Lille game, the Belgian game kicks off at 7:45, and I think the rest of them are 8 and 8:15. So they won't kick off for a couple of minutes. So for anyone who's new to the show, what we do tonight is we have an ACA on the website that we put up during the week. So we call it the Live Action ACA. So that's a pick for myself, Gary, and a third member, Slats, who's not here tonight. He's usually with us. and then we put a tenner on that. And this week, that tenner pays €250. So the most engaged viewer across our 3 platforms. Well, I believe tonight it might only be just the 2 platforms. It might be Facebook and YouTube. I don't think we're on Twitter at the moment. The technical problem. So the most engaged viewer, either the most comments, the best comments, the comment we like the most, whoever it might be. If that bet wins and it lands at €250, we'll give that away to one of you. So just make sure to get commenting. Let us know what you're watching. Let us know what you're betting, what your interests are, and we'll have a conversation tonight. Like I said, we're a slightly smaller team, so plenty of time to chat tonight. And then we'll be doing live in-play betting as well. So we'll be watching, Gary's watching 4 games. I'll have my eye on 3 or 4 as well. And whichever bets jump out to us in play, we'll be putting a bit of money on those and obviously sharing it with you and sharing on your bets and our own bets. And we'll do that for the next 3 hours or so. So while we have a bit of time before the games kick off, we can just run through the bets. So my bet is over 2.5 goals on both teams to score, which is really only available with Bet365, that market, but I've got it on for the OH Leuven Union game in the Belgian First Division A. So the thinking there is it should be a very open game. The way I phrase it in the article is these are 2 teams with a lot to gain and very little to lose. So Union are the surprise league leaders at this stage. They're 7 points clear of Bruges at the top. 4 games left, including this one, and they're 7 points clear. So they're 100% going to be in that top championship playoff. And we'll get into the details of the playoffs in Belgium later. They're quite strange, but basically this game is only worth 1.5 points to them. It's probably not worth any crazy bets on the away win, even though they're odds on, because, like I said, we'll get into it why, but it's probably not the best. In terms of goals, both of these teams score and concede freely. Leuven concede a bit more. Obviously, they're further down the table, but I think at home they have a last chance shot at qualifying for the playoffs to get into the Conference League next season. I doubt they'll have given up on their season. If they have, this could be a bit of a banana skin, but I don't think so. I think they're going to go for it. And I actually wouldn't be surprised to see the upset here of a Leuven win, but over 2.5 on both teams to score in a game where there should be very little caginess is the angle I've gone with there, and that's available. It kind of swung around all week between sort of 21 to 20 and 10 to 11 in that range. So that's what I've taken there. Gary, what you got an EFL bet? You mentioned Huddersfield earlier. What's the thinking here?
Yeah, so I mean, Huddersfield just seem to come into this game underrated, and I'm not too sure why. So they're 3rd in the league table at the minute. They've been on an incredible run of late, and when I say of late, that's over the last 3 months or nearly 4 months at this stage. So you have to go back to November for their last league defeat. I think they were unbeaten in either 18 or 19 games. It was definitely 18. It could have been 19 before Monday's defeat in the FA Cup at the hands of Nottingham Forest. And they even played very well in that game. So I don't really think they deserve to lose it. They went 1-0 up and then lost 2 goals. Ended up going out of a cup, and that can happen in a cup game. They're also missing one of their best players who was out through injury but should be back for tonight. So I think like they actually hit 4-1 yesterday, which was an incredible price. You can still get them at around 7-2 in places. I think it's a brilliant bet. West Brom have been on a pretty dismal run. They got their first win in 8 last week. But even before that, if you look at the results, it's just like they were drawing so many games. They find it very hard to win. They haven't put like 3 or 4 wins together, I don't think, all season. And they don't really have anything to play for, so they're kind of out of touch in the playoffs. Whereas Huddersfield can still get an automatic promotion place, and if Fulham happen to really fall apart, they could put themselves in the mix for the championship title. Now, the championship title is kind of it's a bit of a long shot given how many points they are behind. But again, it's there for them to play for. So yeah, I think Huddersfield are a great bet. And I said at the 4-1 last night, it was an unbelievable bet. You can still get them at around 7-2. It had to go into the ACA. So that's my reason.
Yeah, it seems like a huge price. I mean, if you saw that, you'd think they were probably about 14th in the table, wouldn't you, when you look at the odds just on their own? So I like to look at that. And then what rounds out the ACA in tonight's betting is, let me get it on the screen for you guys. So we'll show you the article up on the page there, is Slats, who said he's not with us, but he's always usually on the show and contributes to the article. So he's taken Benfica to win and both teams to score. in the Portuguese Premier League. So it's a pretty solid case he makes for it. They're 1-4 to win. I've just blanked on what the odds are for them to win and both teams to score, but we can see it in the article. And
I think it's 7-5, LB.
Yeah, so such a huge increase, and basically they've conceded in a huge amount of their home games and their recent games. They're very dominant in the Portuguese league, but that doesn't mean they keep a lot of clean sheets. And I mean, when you see the numbers written down, it just seems like a very, very good boost in value to take the both teams to score there. So that game kicks off a little bit later. It's 8:15, so we'll be well underway before that happens. And yeah, it's the Slats' one there. So that's a 25-1 treble. So we've tenner a little bit under 25-1. We've a tenner on that, and we'll give €250 away to the most engaged viewer, either on Facebook or YouTube tonight as the show rolls on. So anyone watching us on Facebook, make sure to get commenting, and we will, we'll answer your questions, and we'll start the chats there when you do. So, no goals yet in the Serie B. It's about 15 minutes in, coming up on 15 minutes, and still 0-0, Parma Cittadella. Most of the play has been with the home team. I think they've had 2 shots to none, so it's, they'll be expected to win that game. So hopefully they get going soon.
Yeah, and I'll be just to say, obviously you mentioned the giveaway and the fact that we'll be giving out the money to the person who comments the most or has the most interaction throughout the night. Forgot to point out that it was less than a month ago we landed our ACCA and actually paid out over 120 quid. So we've come close since. I think last week we were a goal away. The week before that we were a shot on target away. So we've been very close to landing in recent weeks. So if you want to be in a chance with winning that money, get commenting on the relevant platform.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, we do talk about backing these as singles as well sometimes. And I mean, we're usually getting sort of 2 out of 3 right or coming very, very close. Like you said, a single goal or a single shot, even in some cases, is the difference. So, yeah, I mean, these are definitely worth getting involved in. And obviously, we've backed it ourselves. But I mean, if you like any of the legs in particular, by all means, start backing them. And, we'll chat about that because there's a lot of good bets coming up on the stream over the last few weeks. I think it's been good all season. We even landed a 40-1 earlier in the season. But since Christmas, I think the bets have been incredibly good form. So, yeah, good point, Gary. Just coming out here in Belgium, so that's going to be the main match I'm watching. Obviously, we've got a lot riding on it. Me personally, it's my biggest bet of the week so far. So, be keeping a close eye on that one. I'll be watching it here. The Irish games, Gary, what time do they kick off at?
They're 7:45, so they should be the next couple of minutes as well. So yeah, should start getting a bit of action. And the Mansfield game is 7:45 as well, but the West Brom game doesn't start till 8 o'clock, so a little bit to wait before that gets underway.
Okay, yeah. Well, what do you fancy Shell's chances tonight?
I'd be more hopeful than, I mean, from a betting perspective, it's definitely a no-bet game at the minute anyway, kind of as it did last week. I'm going to be watching it live, so if the match progresses in a way that I think they're playing, better than their odds suggest, I might have a little nibble. But yeah, like Dundalk, I think I've had 4 draws to open the season, so they're not kind of invincible as they might have been in kind of seasons gone by. So that would have you quietly confident, but Shells in front of goal haven't been that prolific either. So it might be a low scoring game if you look at that. So yeah, I'll probably keep the betting powder dry on the Shells game, but I'm actually just going to go in and have a look at the goals markets in the Shamrock Rovers versus Bohemians game and see what that is. I think over 2.5 looks to be 11-10, which seems like a decent bet. So I might stick a bet on that.
Yep.
And just I see James Noble is in on Facebook just saying what's happening, guys. So yeah, James, all good to have you back. Let us know what you're betting on this evening. Our initial bets are on screen there, so if you want to follow us in. He's also asked what league is Leuven versus Union. So James, that's the Belgian First Division A. So their full names is it OH Leuven and
yeah, or it could be OH Leuven or Oud-Heverlee Leuven. So OUD space Heverlee. So that was actually one of those funny ones. It was 2 teams and they had to combine them because they weren't really getting the a good bit back. They weren't getting the capacity. So OH and Leuven is probably where you'll find it. But Belgian First Division A, it's weird. It's a very far down league on most of the sites when you're trying to find it. Sometimes it even ends up down below the First Division B for some strange reason. That's the league there. It's just kicking off now. The players are out. There's something must have happened. They're giving a kind of naming out some people and giving a big round of applause. So about 30 seconds, I'd say. If you get a chance, James, let us know what bet you've got on yourself tonight as well. You've usually paid a lot of money these Fridays, so it'll be good to see what you've got on. Might copy a few of them myself if I get a chance during the breaks. Still goalless in the Serie B. Nothing really happening there. Pretty quiet match. I'm going to flick over now and keep it on the Leuven game full time, but I'll keep an eye on the banner and see if anything happens. But it seems to be a little bit quieter than I'd hoped.
Yeah, see, there's a good few games starting to go underway now, so fingers crossed we can start to get a bit of action flowing. We're not usually on this early before the game, so how did you get on during the week in the Champions League bets? Albie, did you make any money, or what did you?
No, a few of the bets went okay. So I had a couple of shots on target bets that were all actually pretty awful. They came nowhere. But a couple of the win bets came off okay. But I think my main one was that I said to stay away from the PSG game, and the way that panned out, I'm pretty happy I'd stayed away from it, because otherwise it would have been a really stressful 70 minutes if I'd been back in Real, or else an absolutely devastating end to the match if you've been back in PSG. So I'm glad I left that one alone. What about you? I presume you were watching that match, were you, the PSG game?
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't really have bets during the week. I hadn't really got time to look into the bets beforehand, so I didn't do many. I might have had a 5 or 10 rack, just for an interest. But the PSG game was it was unreal for a neutral. It's mad how I know the offside decisions were clear offsides, but it wouldn't have taken too much for a PSG to be out of sight, and then they get dumped out. The finish for that, was it the second disallowed goal?
Yeah.
Mbappe, where he kind of dummied the keeper and rounded him, that would have been unbelievable. So it's actually, from a neutral's perspective, a bit annoying that wasn't allowed, because it would have been plastered all over the TV screens in recent days and on the internet and stuff. So, but yeah, enjoyed it. I think the Champions League has been fairly good this season and starting to kind of heat up. And if you get Madrid back to a decent level and they add on the likes of Mbappe in the summer, they could become a real force again next season.
Yeah. Do you think he's got? Before we move on to Mbappe, moving on, I mean, anyone who's watched this show a few times will know we have a soft spot for PSG. Both myself and Gary, we went there a couple of years ago and really liked it. So I personally like to see them do well. But I mean, there's part of me that's just you made your bed, now lie in it. I mean, I don't know what they were doing bringing in Pochettino. It's absolutely just been a disaster. I'm so glad. I was so happy that it hasn't panned out, and he's presumably. I mean, we'll see. Dermot's commented in the comments there. He made a reference in his League One article on the site that if they don't win this weekend, he's probably going to be shown the door as soon as this week. So, and I'll be glad when he's gone, just to see it, because it's been when you said about that, how good would Madrid be when they get Mbappe and stuff like that? The wealth of resources they have there, PSG, even with the money they have, they're not going to get a team like that again anytime soon. Messi's losing it year by year.
Is it a flaw? Again, Tottenham kind of have this thing of Spursy, and they do well for a while, and then they get to a final and they bottle it, or they beat City there the other week, and then they go out and they lose to Burnley in the next game. So I wonder, is it just something in the I don't know, the fabric of the club that they find it difficult to to overcome that hurdle? And maybe if they did win the Champions League, they'll probably go and win 3 or 4 of them, because once you get the monkey off the back. But I know what you're saying about Poch, and I agree with you there. He with the wealth of resources he has at his disposal, they're not
I
even
think
playing in the manner, like they don't seem to have a style of play. It just seems to be like, Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe just doing what they want, really, and then everybody else just trying to defend. But like you look before, Tuchel was there, and he couldn't get them over the line. So I don't know whether is it you could put it all on Pochettino's shoulders, because I think there is a bit of that just implosion element within the fabric of the club. But to your point, I'd like to see them do better. I'd like to see them win it, given that the atmosphere that we were there that day was unreal. I was actually surprised by how good the fans were, how loud they were in that game. So I'd like to see them do well.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be awful atmosphere, but it was actually class. It was really, really good. I get your point. I mean, we don't want to just make the whole show about PSG, but in contrast to Spurs, I mean, if you look at them, they've got nearly 10. I mean, they're probably going to win the league this year. That'd be 10 leagues and dozens of cups and stuff like that. So they do have a lot of winning. I know they implode the Champions League every year, but I'm very curious who's gonna come in after. So just in the comments, James, I see you're back with a few of your main bets tonight are based around Ajax. So PK, he's a usual he's on the show quite often. He's a big, really hot on Ajax tonight as well. I was talking to him beforehand. Haller to score, that'll please Gary. He's a big Haller fan. Benfica -1 and double chance Lille. So yeah, the Benfica -1. I mean, you're expecting a comfortable home win. Slightly different than Slats' bet of both teams to score, but I mean 3-1 would get both of you. So it's possible. The next one, you got a bet builder on Ajax. You need a Haller shot on target and under 10 corners. So I'm not sure. I have to check on that one. I'm not sure what the status is there. And then Haller to score 2, 9+ Lille corners, and Benfica to score 3+ goals. So that's a pretty interesting treble, but I like to look at that one. I'd say you got a pretty good price on that by just taking a guess there, looking at those markets. So that'd be good. Very close. I mean, well, it's not really a red card appeal. I mean, they're kind of milking it, but there was definitely a high boot by one of the Union. He's the right back, and one of the Leuven players, Tamsi, he just made a meal of it. But no VAR review, or there's a VAR review, but no card. So that's it. No goals in anything I'm watching at the minute. 22 minutes gone to Serie B. Getting a bit better. There's been 4 or 5 shots now in the last sort of 10 minutes, which is a big improvement on the opening. Not much else there. Dermot, in with the comments, PSG need to clear the decks, Neymar, Messi, Di Maria, and get some exciting, I presume, young talent around Mbappe. So Dermot, you probably certainly know more about Ligue 1 than I do. Do you think Mbappe's gone? Is that as good as official? Is he definitely going to go? Or what are your thoughts there? Dangerous free here for...
The only thing that could probably keep Mbappe is there's a rumour that Pogba is going to go to PSG in the summer, because he's had a contract with United, I think.
Right.
So, if they went and they signed a Pogba, and they probably need another centre half, probably a stronger centre half than is it Kimpembe to accompany Marquinhos. If you got that, you've got the real kind of spine of the team.
I think if they brought Pogba in, he'd be the same as the players Dermot listed off there, your kind of Di Maria and those types, that he'll score wonder goals in the domestic league, and he'll help them towards to more domestic titles. But when those big games come, I mean, Juventus did not do what they should have done in the Champions League when he was at Juventus. United, the same story. They're not performing to their level. I think he's another one of those players that I wouldn't go as far as saying a fair weather player, but goal. I think it's a goal for Leuven. Or penalty. Don't know why he's done that. Let's see the replay here. So this is perfect. 8 minutes on the clock. So the ball went into the side netting, but there was an absolute brazen handball. This is going to be a red card to Union, and this could be a bet killer because we have over 2.5 and both teams to score. This is just as blatant a handball as you're ever going to see. Jumps up and just touches the ball down with his hand. I would be very shocked if this is not a red card, even with the double jeopardy rules, because he didn't really, it was an intentional, cynical kind of foul. He wasn't trying to play the ball or anything. Well, he played it with his hand.
I got too excited with our penalty record, but as was shown last week when there was a missed penalty again. So.
Oh yeah, so for anyone who's unfamiliar with the stream, we probably miss about 80% of the penalties, or we don't miss them, but they're missed when we're watching them on the show here. So yeah, very good chance this will be missed. You can still back Leuven here. They're into 7-4 from 7-2. So I mean, even with our bad luck penalty curse, let's see. He saved it. Oh my goodness. Oh
He's
my
actually couldn't
God.
make it up like.
Yeah, he jumped off the line. He's taking it again. I think he's taking it again.
Okay.
Yeah. The keeper could have, he did step off the line. He was about half an inch off the line. This would be very unfortunate for Union because it was a crap penalty. I mean, the keeper could have had his back to the ball and he still would have been able to turn around in time and figure out how to save it. It was shocking. Just low and soft, kind of central. Retaking it here. I'll be done with this if he misses this again. I can't be dealing with these misses. The Union players are really giving the ref a hard time here. I think they're trying to slow things down and psych out the penalty taker. There we go. He scored it. Lovely stuff. Oh, fantastic. So 10.5 minutes on the clock, 1-0 Leuven. And I think that's about the perfect start for my bet. No red card. I don't know how it wasn't a red card. But maybe I just don't understand the rules anymore. I think I said it in the article. Cittadella have scored as well, the away underdogs in Serie B. So this is a great little start. But I told you I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset in Belgium here and Leuven won this game because just, I don't know, have a feeling about it. James, you're right. The penalty curse continues. That sure is true. I just can't get over how many missed penalties we seem to see on the show here. So, yeah, lovely goal, perfect timing. There, plenty of time left for Union to push on and try and get back into it and bring in this bet. So, what about you guys? I've been hogging the microphone there for the last couple of minutes.
No problem. Just a couple of things. So while you were talking, I checked up the stats in the Ajax game because I think that was a 7 o'clock kickoff. So Haller has his goal and 2 shots on target. So James must have had him for 3. And there's been 5 corners. So the under is going well. Obviously, anything less than 6 corners in the second half will win James's bet from. So that's good. In the Callum match, it's just kicked off. Still kind of feeling each other out in that game. But one thing I wanted to call out was, and it's on screen, but the bet builder I have on, I actually think it has a pretty good chance. So I have Ward for Huddersfield, who is the top scorer for Huddersfield this season. Him for two shots on target. He was 2-1 for 2 shots on target, which I think is a massive price. He's going to play 90 minutes. And I said Huddersfield are in really good form, so couldn't leave that out. Callum Robinson, then I have him for 2 shots on target as well. This is a little bit more of a suspect bet. He was, I think, 15-8 for 2 shots on target, but he does get taken off early sometimes. So he probably only has about 70 minutes to get those 2 shots, but hopefully he gets one early. And then I have Jake Livermore, who's starting in centre midfield. He's a bit of a head case, like flying charges. So I think, he's a bit of a banker to be booked tonight. And then I put the corners in. Again, corners are a little bit of a lottery, but the last 2 weeks, we've had, I think, 9 corners in the first half of the games that we've been featuring from the EFL. So hoping that trend continues tonight for that. So that, I think it's a 70-1 treble, which seems overpriced. Of that, I think Ward 2 shots on target is the best value at 2-1 if you're looking to have a single. But I'll be cheering that on, and it's kicking off in about a minute. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, he's into 7-4 now. So obviously your huge stake has probably moved that slightly, but yeah, still looks like a really good price. I'm going to tail that myself actually. Now I'll tell you what the updated odds are in just a moment. think I might have mentioned it before on one of the streams, but Leuven, they're owned by the same people that own Leicester, so their stadium is now the King Power as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird having two grounds named the same thing. Like.
Yeah. I've only seen that before with Allianz. Like there's the Allianz Stadium, the Allianz Arena, a few Allianz ones around. But interesting, a yellow card here for Malinov. He's one of the kind of defenders for Leuven. He was one of those. He came in from behind, but he got around the player and got the ball, but still got booked for his troubles. Dangerous enough free here for Union, are going to swing it in. It's way too far out to shoot, but looks quite dangerous here. So. No, not with a ball like that. It's not. Okay, we moved on. Dermot's back in the comments. You think Mbappe is going to stay for another season? So yeah, I mean, I'd love that. I quite like Mbappe. I don't really like a lot of the young crop of super talented players, but I really do like Mbappe. And like I said, like PSG as well. So I'd really like that. Slats, you're in with the comments. Good start in Belgium. So yeah, that's very, very good. Ideal, really, when the underdog has scored first when you need both teams to score. So yeah, very happy with that. And like I said, plenty of time for Union to get going as well. So they've had the ball non-stop since that goal. So yeah. You commented earlier, James, as well, that Haller and Anthony, you see them going to big clubs in the near future. So sure, there'll be a lot of Ajax fans offended at the thought that Ajax is not a big club, but I know what you mean. You mean like a big English or somewhere like that. I mean, I think Haller's an unbelievable player. You'd be a lot more familiar with him than me, Gary, but he's just one of those players that really seems to annoy the hell out of defenders. So always a good sign.
He just he needs support and good service, and he just wasn't getting that with West Ham. They weren't getting the ball out wide and into the box enough for him, and when they did, it was kind of slow ball. They weren't doing it quickly enough. But there's no doubt that he has talent, and for a big lad, he's actually very good on the ball. He's got like a Peter Crouch. You wouldn't expect him to be as comfortable on the ball. But the main deficiency he has is pace. I think that's why he didn't really do so well in the Premier League. Is that he hadn't got that pace to kind of take on players, as I said, like running behind or whatever. But for Ajax, he has the likes of Tadic, who are, have a lot of pace, tricky wingers, going to get the ball into the box for him. So he kind of has the perfect setup there with Ajax at the minute, and previously at Frankfurt as well. They were renowned for just getting the ball in the box at every kind of opportunity. So I think that's what he needs.
Oh, it surprises me with teams like that. When other teams would do that thing like that, and they'll sign a player who just doesn't match the style of play at all. And you think, like, it just, I don't know, I was kind of curious who makes these decisions when, like you said, you get a big guy who needs a lot of service. I always think of it with like Lukaku at United. Like, they spent all the money, got him in, and then just didn't play to his strengths at all, made him look like a clown, wasted their own money, and it just seemed like such a bad, I don't know, half-assed plan or something, I don't know. So it seems to be the case with Haller as well at West Ham. I'm looking at this, showing a card market in the bet builder for your Huddersfield match, Gary, and I can't see Livermore there. Or is he?
Unless he got injured in the warm-up or something, but he...
yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating now because... Maybe because the game is just kicked off, it's, sometimes those markets disappear and then come back or something like that.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's because he's already got carded, but I haven't seen that go in yet.
It's all Union here in Belgium. They're still 6-4 for the win. I wouldn't be going near that. Leuven 8-5, definitely more tempting. But I'd let this one roll on a bit more.
Yeah, I see James in the comments there with 7-2 on Huddersfield to win. Are their away stats any good? So yeah, James, that's my bet for this evening as part of our treble. And if you were to glance at their overall stats, they've lost 5 away from home this season. So like that would lead to say they're not brilliant on the road. But I said more recently they're unbeaten and 8 in the league away from home. And before they lost on Monday in the FA Cup, they run an 18-game unbeaten run. So they're definitely value at the 7-2. And in my opinion, although looking at it here, West Brom have kind of had the most in the first 5 minutes. They've had some decent, I wouldn't call them chances, but half chances. But yeah, I'm still fairly confident of a Huddersfield win. So if you fancy telling us on that, I wouldn't put you off.
I just checked the lineups there. Livermore is definitely not injured. He started that game. I don't know why he's not priced up on Betfair. Betfair seem to be missing a few things lately. They didn't have this Belgian game up at all during the week. They had other Belgian games, just not this one. So I don't know. Sleep at the wheel. Maybe somebody there. I might just do a double of the 2 shots on target, even though I'll be sick if the 70-1 lands and I've missed it. But I can't see him there. So
don't forget about the corners, Albie.
Oh yeah.
There's been 1 corner already. I think maybe 2. Definitely been 1. So
yeah. It's
the Shelbourne Dundalk game has started fairly well. I said both teams are kind of, it's 50-50 at the minute. They're having some decent chances at both ends. I said earlier it could probably be a low scoring game, but the first 15 minutes, the way it's gone, there actually could be goals in the game. It's a wet and windy night as well in Dublin, so it looks like that could play its part. So I'll keep an eye on, see if there's any bet come in. Obviously, if it's against Shells, I won't be able to back it, but I can call it out to see if you guys want to get on it.
Right, here's a question for you, Gary. Player runs to the end line, in the box, cuts to come back in, slide tackle by the centre back, and the trailing hand touches the ball. Handball?
100% handball, yeah.
Yeah, it just happened in this game here. Should have been a penalty to Union.
Especially if the hand is out. If the hand is by the sides, then there's not much you can do.
It was if you were lying back almost. It was like in line with his shoulder, straight down as opposed to back.
Yeah, I would give that. If I was the ref, I'd give that as handball.
Yeah, I think so too.
As a fan.
The ref was right beside it, didn't give it, and Union players went mental. But they obviously don't have VAR here. I thought they did a VAR review earlier, but they mustn't have had. And this stadium mightn't have it because how that wouldn't have been VAR reviewed, I don't know. And one of the Union players did very well not to get booked because he went up to the referee and started questioning his eyesight. And but he didn't get booked. So this is quite a wild start to this one. Leuven broke on the counter and didn't really nearly score, but they had a good chance. And then Union countered that counter, and now they've got a dangerous free just outside the box. So a lot happening here. Yeah.
It's good that there's it's kind of end to end, and there's a good bit going on. If you get one more goal, and that probably an equalizer is what we want for the bet.
That's kind of what I said in the article. Like a lot to gain and little to lose for both of these teams here. So it just. Those sort of games to me always feel like ones that open up, like those games in the Premier League when like the last day of the season or second last and a team can't finish in the European places, can't get relegated, that type of thing. So for anyone who's not familiar with it, the Belgian First Division A has a very strange system. They changed it before just because of COVID, and they were going to change it again, but they've kind of settled on this system now. I think the old one was slightly better. But at the minute, there's 2 playoffs. So the top 4 teams go into a playoff for the champions position, so to win the league. So everyone plays everyone twice. It's 34 games, whatever it would be, with 18 teams. And after that, nearly an equalizer. And after that, the points are halved in the table, and then they play each other again in the mini league. So the top 4 teams play each other home and away again. But the points are halved beforehand to bring the table a bit closer down. And then whoever's the most points at the end of the mini league wins the season. The next 4 teams do the same thing, and that's to get the 5th European spot. So the next 4, so 5 through 8. And then they play again each other. Points are half, play each other home and away. And then whoever finishes 5th gets the Europa Conference League position. So it's a very bizarre kind of system, but it's quite exciting. They used to do it in the past where top 8 went into a playoffs for all the European positions. It was really exciting. This one's a bit different. It's too small, in my opinion, but just be careful of that if you're backing anything in Belgium, because you might be looking at a team and think, oh, they're close to, you know what I mean? Their position might seem relevant, but if they're outside of one of those playoffs, it just doesn't matter at all. So it's probably
like it's a mad structure. So it's mad half in points. So definitely need to look into that a bit more. While you were talking there, LB, I know you have Atletico Madrid in a bet, so they've just gone 1-0 up against Cadiz. So
that's up on the screen, that bet. Let me double check. Yeah, it is up on the screen. So I had Atletico to win and over 2.5 goals. So I think they're just vastly ahead of Cadiz, and they're starting to get their house in order. The positions in the European places have come under serious threat now. I mean, they've had a rough domestic season, and Barcelona are resurging, and there's a lot of other teams kind of putting them under pressure. So they're in real trouble. They're tied on points before tonight with Barcelona. Barcelona had a game in hand, so they really needed to win this one. I mean, it's only early; they're 1-0 up, but I think they're going to really go to town on them here. The goal difference is slightly worse than Barcelona's. I think maybe 2 or 3 goal difference behind as well. So they can't just grind out their 1-0 wins, otherwise they could slip down. And they're actually not even much ahead of Betis in 5th. So if they want to get in the Champions League, they really need to start winning. So I think you're going to see an impressive Atletico between here and the end of the season. So
yeah, and just it kind of highlights the point we were saying last week as well. I remember we were talking about Sevilla last week playing on a Friday ahead of their game at West Ham. And obviously, Atleti are going to be playing Man United in midweek, and they get the Friday game and the extra recovery and things that come with it. So it's definitely something that the Premier League need to look at. I think that is accommodating the European teams a bit more.
Sorry, Gary. 1-1. You called it equaliser before half-time. So, 26 minutes on the clock. Union have scored. Quite a big away contingent there. So that's an interesting one. Let me see the replay of it here. There's no... Oh, he's well onside. I mean, this is could be the worst centre-back position I've ever seen in professional football. Like, the ball is going down the right wing. 2 guys are kind of go out to the winger, but don't really put enough pressure on him, so he gets a cross off. And the centre-backs are just not in the box. They're just off to the left. And he's quite a short centre-forward for Union. He just volleys it in. Really, really nice finish. Kind of like it's behind him, so it's like a sideways bicycle kick, but quite far behind him. And keeper hadn't a chance, but I don't know what the 2 centre-backs were doing. But perfect for us. 1-1 now, so 27 minutes on the clock. Any goal here, and this bet is in. I'm actually quite pleased with this game. It's going exactly how I thought. It's just like Leuven could maybe make that second playoffs, but they need to win all their matches and hope a few things go their way. So they're not realistically, it's not likely. Union, the 7 points clear, but any win from this point on is only worth 1.5 when they redo the tables. So again, it's they're going to be looking to not get injured, looking to keep people sharp type of thing. So these are not quite pre-season level, but the intensity is definitely lower, and especially on the defensive side, I think when the intensity drops, you see it clearer. So anyway, after all that waffling, it's probably going to finish 1-1. And
what I was going to say, it's nice that and again, not to be counting our chickens before the hatch, but it's nice that our last leg of travel hasn't even kicked off yet, and one of the legs is ticking along nicely. So
nothing worse than when you have like a treble or any kind of accident. The timelines don't add up, and then you're getting into the last one and you're already stressed from the first bet. You're like, God, I need 3 goals here at the end of this thing, otherwise the acca dies. I don't know if we... Oh, no, sorry, apologies. No, getting my wires crossed there. James, under 5.5 goals in Ajax's evens. I mean, that's crazy price for under 5.5 goals, but we know what the Dutch football is like. Are you on that? Personally, I find it very, very hard to back unders. So we're not on it, but let us know if you back that as a single or anything else. Leuven have been rejuvenated by that conceding that goal. It's been all them pushing really hard here.
Just in the championship. So Huddersfield haven't started that well now. West Brom have been on top, but there was a counter attack there for Huddersfield, and the defender made a great kind of last ditch tackle. If he hadn't got the ball, I think it actually would have been Ward through on goal 1-on-1 with the keeper, but he just got his foot there. So said Huddersfield haven't really been in the game too much, but good to see that they have that counter attack element. And just to say that they're going on a nice attack here and win the free kick in a dangerous position. So
nice.
And one last thing just on that Huddersfield game and just in general, mentioned that the last 2 weeks we've had 9 corners in the first half of the games. I don't know what it is about Fridays and corners, but there's 15 minutes gone in the game and there's been 5 corners so far. So that over 10.5 is ticking along really, really nice.
That's unreal how many corners there's been. Very nice. So, I mean, realistically at this stage now, because if it sounds like an open game, the booking is what you'd want. Get that booking in early and you're going to be looking really good. Counter-attack here for Leuven. I'll just cut out. Just coming up on half-time in the Serie B, Parma, they've had most of the ball, most of the shots, but just haven't scored. Cittadella have had 1 shot on target and it's been their goal, so it's 1-0 there, approaching half-time. Into injury time in the first half. You mentioned, Gary, with Atletico and getting the scheduling committee being very, very helpful to them and all that, and obviously we know the Sevilla West Ham. When you mentioned that, you're obviously a West Ham fan and curious, it matters to you how West Ham do. What do you think of the game against Sevilla last week? It was a very strange kind of match, in my opinion. But what did you make of it?
Yeah, I think that West Ham are just struggling for goals at the minute. I was at Southampton away there last Wednesday, and they they had chances in the first kind of 15-20 minutes against Southampton to go ahead, didn't take them, conceded the worldie, and then just found it difficult to get back into the game after that. And then again against Liverpool, conceded a crap goal, but they had chance against Liverpool to get on the score sheet and couldn't do it. And then against Sevilla, I mean, the chance that Vlasic had in the first half, you need to be scoring that away from home in Europe. You can't afford to be missing those type of chances. So I think it's just that kind of ruthlessness in front of goal and taking the opportunities that is probably going to cost them. Overall, I thought it was a decent performance. The first half especially was very good. Second half, they kind of fell a bit below and Sevilla started to show their class. So I think the bigger pitch on Thursday will probably play to Sevilla's benefit. And as much as I don't want it to happen, I can probably see Sevilla winning again. They might win 2-1 on Thursday, so take the tie 3-1 overall. But yeah, it wasn't the worst performance in the world for a team that aren't used to being in Europe. Very naive goal to give away as well.
Yeah.
Bad defending, but I also thought the keeper was poor enough as well for it. There was only the striker was going to keep the ball down. There was only one place he could put it, and the keeper didn't even dive towards it. So might be a bit harsh, but I'd be questioning him there.
Yeah, I kind of agree with all that. I mean, all in all, a 1-0 away loss in the first leg of European tie is not that bad. Like you said, obviously that's only if you have the capacity to win the second leg. So yeah, it'd be good to see West Ham go further. But yeah, like you said, it's a tough one now. They'll have to chase the game. Going to leave a lot of space in behind for Sevilla. It their inexperience at that level could show. So like you said, though, they certainly had a chance. I mean, that could have been a 2-1 win for West Ham if that had been, you know, things had fallen differently. It'd be a very different game back in London. James is commenting in. No, I've lost it. Huddersfield dominating possession with no real attacking opportunities yet. And then Victor, you've commented in the score on the Atletico Madrid. So Atletico are winning 1-0. They're 1-0 up against Cadiz. And that game is, what is time is on the clock there? It's about 20 minutes in. So they're 1-0 up, and João Felix scored that goal. James, to your point, I'll defer that to Gary about Huddersfield dominating possession. I'm not watching that game, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, they've come back into the game. I said the first 10 minutes, I thought West Brom dominated the game. But the last 8 or 9 minutes, Huddersfield have come back into it. They've had a couple of pot shots from outside the box and had a couple of corners as well. It's actually a pretty entertaining game considering it's still 0-0. Unfortunately, neither of the lads from my bet builder have managed to get a shot on target yet. But I said the corners are ticking along nicely, so that's a start.
Yeah, nice stuff. None of your shots on target. Let me see what odds they've drifted out to. I still have those guys sitting in my bet slip. I'd be curious how they've drifted. We're talking about West Ham there. I kind of had higher hopes for West Ham this season, or I'd hoped that they would kick on a bit as opposed to maybe fade off a little bit like they have done. I had them in a few of my anti-post bets from before the season. To finish the top 4 was one of the main ones, but that's not looking great now. Although maybe Chelsea get deduction points. Who knows?
It's the fact that the squad is so thin. You know, like Souček just he's running around like he has lead in his boots, and it's not his fault. He's played so much. He played every game for Czech Republic last year in the Europa League. He played the full season for West Ham, adapting to a new league, and now he's played the full season this season as well, including in Europe. So it's a lot of weight to be putting on. Like, they really only have 2 centre midfielders. So you're putting that weight in your 2 centre midfielders. There's no competition up front. And I heard that Dawson is playing through injury every week, so he's getting injections every week to play. So it's really their threadbare kind of squad that is the reason for them not doing as well. But again, if they get top 8, which they should do, it's still a good season for West Ham, especially if they could get through in the Europa League. It's a step forward when you think about 2 or 3 seasons ago they were fighting relegation, so can't be too dissatisfied.
Yeah, I mean, if they get through this round, I think whatever happens, it's a good season. I mean, to beat Sevilla is always going to be tough. We've seen it so many times. We've talked about it so many times. Like, squads that aren't, unless it's one of the big teams that fall down, the Europa League and the Europa Conference League are such a slog for teams. Like, they don't have the ability to do them. And I think they're good competitions. I'm not one of these people who are like, we're too good to be in that type of competition. I think fans love any match in any competition. But, you're going from playing, West Ham might play, win the first round of one of the cup games. Like, the last few years have been playing sort of total 4 or 5 cup games a season, and then 38 league games. And now all of a sudden they've gone from 43 games to 55, 60 games. Just an enormous,
goal
squad. Oh, nice. Who scored for Huddersfield? Good call on that, but Gary. The prices are starting to look really good.
Yeah, I don't know who the scorer was because I actually flicked away from it. So I'm trying to wait for the replay to come up here. But it was Ward.
Lovely.
So that's nice. John, I actually just flicked away because the Jake Livermore put in an awful tackle. Not an awful tackle, but it was a tackle that if it wasn't in the 20th minute, would have got a yellow card. So I think he's probably 1, maybe 2 fouls away, depending on how bad his next foul is, away from getting that booking. So if he's anywhere over evens, I would be taking a look at that. Oh my God. So the ball, West Brom were playing around with the ball at the back. They played it back to their goalkeeper, Sam Johnson. He kind of dilly-dallied on it, wording in to block him down, and basically just blocked the goal kick and rebounded into the corner. So keeper's mistake lets them in, but I'll take it for the bet builder and for our all action ACA. So we're doing very well. If, like, one more
I've
goal
got
and
bad
losing,
news.
and then we could have a
got-
massive interest in the Benfica game.
Yeah, no, bad news in that Benfica game. Slats has just commented in from his hole that he should be crawling back into. Red card Benfica, 7 minutes on the clock. So that is
I'm not sure whether that's bad news or not. I mean, it probably makes Vizela. I would have said that, like, the dodgiest part of that bet is Vizela getting a goal. So I mean, if they're against
maybe.
10M,
Yeah,
no, they can go 1-0 up and Benfica come out, because I think the Premier League is quite tight. So, you know, Benfica can't afford to lose. They've got Sporting on their heels, so it's probably decent for the bet, as I said, if the away team can go a goal up.
Yeah, maybe that's actually that's not a bad take on it, Gary. And I mean, that Vizela crowd, they're not really out of the woods in terms of the relegation. I mean, they're 3 points ahead of Cittadella, who are in the last relegation spot, who would have a game in hand after tonight. So, you know, they'll need to go for it. They can't just sit back and defend this 0-0. So yeah, maybe it opens things up a bit. But I'd much prefer if they'd gone, if somebody had scored before that had come in. But what can we do? So yeah, just to remind anyone who's watching us, we're going to give away €250 to someone tonight if this bet wins. So that's Huddersfield to win. They're winning 1-0. Over 2.5 and both teams to score in OH Leuven against Union Saint-Gilloise. That's 1-1. So any goal there. And Benfica and both teams to score in the Premier Liga. And that's 10 minutes in, 0-0. But Benfica had Tarabat was sent off. So that is the status there. Leuven actually came really close. They hit the crossbar. Long distance shot. Maybe couple of yards outside the box, completely past the keeper, but rocked off the crossbar. So that would have been a lovely 2-1 just before half time. I think it's gone out for a corner. I think it bounced back in when the defenders cleared it. So I think it's gone out for a corner, but we'll see. But 42 minutes and it's 1-1. So yeah, still very, very open game there. Yeah, James, you made the same comment there on Facebook that Slats had on Twitter, red card Benfica. So that's not ideal, but Gary makes a good case that maybe you could actually inadvertently help the bet.
Just a nice stat has come up on screen here in the West Brom game. So West Brom, when they concede first, they've conceded first in 15 of their games this season, lost 10 of them, drawn 4, and only won once. So that's
definitely is in our favor.
A pretty good stat in our favor. So fingers crossed that can continue tonight.
Yeah,
they're going to have lost a bit of the plot now since the goal. The left back Townsend put in a pretty bad foul and got a booking for it. And Huddersfield have had the vast majority of possession since. So the dream scenario here would be that Huddersfield can catch them again while they're kind of a bit disheveled, go 2-0 up and put the game to bed. So that's what I'm hoping for is a goal in the next couple of minutes.
That'd be ideal. And anyone who's betted with Bet365 will get the early payout there too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I did mention earlier on the Shamrock Rovers game that I expected goals there, and over 2.5 goals was 11-10. So Shamrock Rovers have just gone 1-0 up in the 25th minute. So if you got on at the 11-10, that looks like a decent enough bet. Still a bit to go, but decent enough bet.
Yeah, it certainly is. Not sure if Dermot, if you're still with us in the comments, what the Lille Saint-Ettienne game looks like. Kind of looking at it here myself. Seems to be not a huge amount happening half an hour in. Just curious if there's any angles in there in play. Or anything worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, James just commenting saying the better is going good. So yeah, James, so we're pretty happy with it. Just if we get, I think, any goal in that Benfica game, and we'd be sucking diesel. So fingers crossed we can get some sort of goal.
That would open things up, like we kind of made the point. I think what would be perfect is if Benfica scored, and then the other crowd kind of, felt the need to come at them, try and chase the game, and then maybe Benfica tire later on. But really, any goal really, really helps us there. Yeah, coming in on half time, good. Oh God, corner for Union. Kind of a bit of ping pong in the box. The ball bounced, and from inside the 6-yard box, one of the Union, I think he's the centre back, he just hoofed it over the bar. But really good chance. I kind of like Leuven to win this one now, and if anyone's going to score, I hope it's them. Soft spot for Leuven, and have like I said in the article, I had a feeling they could win this one. So, but yeah, very open.
I'm just checking out again in the cards markets. I think there's 2 players for West Brom that are kind of sitting on a next challenge being a booking. So I'm just checking them out. So Jake Livermore, you can still get him at 9-5. I think he was only 6-4 at the start of the game. And Kyle Bartley, who's the centre half for West Brom, he's 9-5 as well. So thinking the 2 of those are decent shouts. In a double, you get 6-1. So tempted by that. Although I have a lot riding on this game, but I think I'm going to go in on that. So that's Jake Livermore and Kyle Bartley, or Bartley to be booked for West Brom. So 6-1 double.
Yeah, sounds like a good price. Kyle Bartley 9-5 here. Livermore's still not up on Betfair for a card, which is weird. But how are the corners looking? That seemed like a huge part of your bet. Looking like it was walking in.
They actually slow it down. I think it's still on 5. Might have gone to 6. I'll just double check it here. But last time I checked, it was still on 5 corners. So yeah, slowed slightly. But again, if you can get to half time, if we can get 1 or 2 more before half time, I'll be delighted. Anytime you're in and around it, you need to be happy. So yeah, it's still 5. I think the biggest thing my bet builder needs is a Callum Robinson shot on target. And to be honest, he hasn't really been in the game at all. So I'll be like, it's kind of twofold. If he doesn't get into the game, he's going to be dragged. And, you also want him to have a shot on target. So you have that in the bag. So it's probably doubly important, though, because sorry, I sneezed there. Because he's he might get dragged off as well.
Yeah. Halftime in Belgium. I quite like this referee. He's not made, I don't think he's made any bookings. Let me double check that. And considering that there was quite a few offences there that could have really been, cards could have come out. I mean, I'm not a big fan of red cards, but I could have easily seen a red card for that handball. Obviously, the keeper coming off the line, it was all that mix up. Well, there was actually 2 yellows. I must have missed them right at the end of the half for Leuven. But yeah, really kind of open game. And I'm glad the referee's not doing his bit to clog it up with needless whistleblowing. So 1-1 at half time, perfect really for our bet. And should be coming back any minute now it's just back, Cittadella Parma. So I really need a Parma equaliser here for my other bet that I mentioned. That's what I'm like to look of.
And just as you were mentioning, the corners, LB, another one has come in there. So we're past the halfway point anyway. So that's good news.
Lovely. They do this thing in Belgium. Oh, cool.
Sorry, I was going to say a bet that I can't do, but it's looking more likely is Dundalk to beat Shelbourne. They're 7-4, and the first kind of 20 minutes of the game it was kind of even Steven, but the last 25 minutes Dundalk have just gradually got on top. So I think it's just approaching half time. Maybe wait until half time and try and get 2-1, but if you're fancying a bet in the League of Ireland, I unfortunately think that Dundalk are a decent bet for the second half.
Yeah. There could be some good half-time angles then. We've got Dundalk. What do they call Leuven are still a big price here. They're 9-2, which doesn't really make sense to me. Goalless in the French game. Lille are just gone outside evens now. They're just gone out to evens. Apologies. So a few prices kind of creeping out there that could be interesting. Benfica is still odds on, which is strange considering they're a man down.
Just as I look down the screen there, West Brom nearly scored, and it was actually Barkley, the centre half, who I had backed for the yellow card. It was actually a decent attempt by him, so there was a corner in, went to the back post, got cleared away, and Bartley tried an overhead, and he just put it kind of high and wide, but it wasn't the worst attempt I've ever seen. And I mean, you'd say it was a decent attempt for a striker, never mind for a centre half. So decent enough opportunity.
Yeah. Interesting game here in the Serie B. Parma. Parma were quite big favourites before this game. They're way out there now. They're 4-1, 1-0 down. And that is a real reflection on how the first half ended and the second half has started. It's all Cittadella. They're 4-5 now. That's only going to start going down. And yeah, second half, 4 minutes in, and they've just been penned in for the whole thing. So not going their way at the minute. I just need them to get an equaliser. That's all I'm looking for. So let's see what happens there.
James has just commented in that the Ajax match has gone 2-2. So that's mad. Like after being 2-0 up at half time, and it's putting pressure on James's under 5.5 goals. So not the most ideal situation to be in there. Is there any way you can lay it off and try and even just hedge a bit, get your stake back, James? I know you had quite a big stake on it.
Yeah, God, that's under stress me too much to be backing them. How long is left in that match? Let me see. Hopefully it's late.
It's only about 15 minutes, is there?
I'll have a look here. I find 2-2 is one of those sort of sticky scores. Like games often get stuck at that point. You've been 2-0 up, you don't want to lose now, or you were 2-0 down, you don't want to risk losing after getting yourself back to a point. So let me see. I actually can't see the odds. Anyway, hopefully it stays.
Yeah, so my bet builder is desperate for a Callum Robinson shot on target before half time, I think. But he's just been moved. He was kind of playing a little bit out on the right, but he's been moved more central. So hopefully that's going to benefit him.
You're saying 7-1 now, James, for a correct score of 2-2. That is surprising, but they obviously expect another goal somewhere. So it must be a bit longer left than I had expected.
That's doubling down rather than hedging, James. Hey, you play blackjack with him in the casino.
Yeah. At the table here in the Serie B, the Cittadella fans, the Parma fans are getting quite frustrated here, and they're making it very, very clear. So 50 minutes on the clock, and absolutely nothing to indicate that there will be an equaliser for the home team. 24 minutes gone in Portugal. Not a single shot on target for Benfica, 1 off target, 3 shots for Vizela. But Benfica hogging a lot of the ball, so the yellow or the red card hasn't changed that game necessarily from what we might have expected. So your point was good, Gary.
Yeah, I also did notice just on the stats there that Vizela have 2 bookings themselves, so it's probably not beyond the realms of possibility that we'll see 2 red cards there.
Very true. I'd like Vizela to score before they get a man sent off. That'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Go
that's
1-0
probably
up.
the perfect scenario. Yeah, go 1-0
Yeah.
up and then implode. It's surprising that the Lille Saint-Ettienne game is still 0-0 as well. I would have expected Lille to win that quite comfortably, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I did a big degenerate ACCA earlier in the day. I included about 10 games to have a couple of goals each, and that was one of them. And not going my way at all. So I would have expected goals there myself, and mostly Lille goals. Cittadella free here. They want to do anything with it. Very dangerous cross. Oh, well defended.
Yeah, I'm gonna have maybe a look at a bet builder at half time in that game, the Lille game. See, Jonathan David is out to 3 or 4 to 1 for 2 shots on target, which always catches my eye. Obviously, there's only 45 minutes left, but in that league, he's liable to get a shot at kind of any minute, you know. So
yeah. The Atletico game has quite right down. 14 minutes, nearly 41 gone. Still 1-0. And no sign of another goal there. So maybe my reading of that wasn't the best. They've only had 1 shot on target. The only one in the game has been the goal. 4 shots off target for Cadiz, and another 1 off target for Atletico themselves.
sorry, I was just getting a beer brought into me there or something.
Very nice. Yeah, Parma had a dangerous free kick, or kind of a dangerous free kick, drifted into that territory at least, and passed it back to the full back. So that is frustrating when you're hoping for them to score, but hopefully it's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, but your singles are going well there, LB, aren't they? I mean, you've got the Leuven of both teams to score. Atletico, we probably need another goal in Atletico fairly soon.
I think what I'd like in Atletico is an equaliser. That would be the perfect thing, force them to come out.
Exactly, yeah.
And then, so I just need, and then a Parma goal. So Parma goal, 2 goals in the Atletico game. Either way, really, well, as long as they're not both to Cadiz, and I doubt that. And then Leuven. So yeah, I'm well set up for the second half. Plenty to cheer on. You said if you just got that Robinson shot on target, you'd be looking a lot better.
Yeah, and West Brom are starting to knock on the door again now. The last few minutes of the first half. Although they seem to be rotating their front 3 because Robinson spent the first 25 minutes on the right, then he went up front, and now he seems to be on the left wing. So they're obviously rotating them around.
Yeah. And as long as he gets his shot, I don't care where he gets them from.
Yeah, exactly. Very suspect offside just been given against Huddersfield here. They're on the counter attack. Didn't look offside in live. No, he's not offside, and then the ball gets toe poked out for a corner. And it was actually Ward who was going to be put in 1-on-1 with the keeper until it got toe poked away. So hopefully I don't fall 1 corner short, and that's the one that kills me. Although, just speaking about that, the line yesterday, so do you know the way the bookies have like one of the lines at 5 to 6 for corners? In the Sevilla West Ham match yesterday, it was over 9.5 corners, and there was 9 corners, but in the last kick of the game, the ball went out for a corner. Instead of the ref allowing it to be taken, he blew it up. So if you backed to over 9.5, you would have lost because it only counts as a corner if it's a corner taken.
Yeah. And I thought they had to let things be taken now. I thought if it was given, it had to be allowed to be taken. That's really frustrating.
The players did have a moan at the ref, but he was like a minute and a bit over. I think he added like 3 minutes on, and he was into like 4.5 minutes. So I think he was just basically saying, listen, the game's over. But you'd be absolutely sick if you had a bet. You'd be like, listen, just let them take the corner ref. Like.
Oh, absolutely. 88 minutes gone here in Cambuur, so hopefully Ajax can hang on and not go any further, and that one wraps up, and you get your under, James. That would be key. I know our colleague and friend PK had done Ajax and a handicap, and obviously that's not going to happen either way now, so there's nothing to cheer on for him there. That is effectively gone already. What is happening here speaking of the devil, Cadiz have just equalised against Atletico, so it's 1-1, and realistically that's the perfect thing now on the stroke of half time. Yeah. So I'm actually very happy with that, even though I need Atletico to win with the over 2.5. I'm much happier 1-1 than 2-0.
You're taking along nicely. Three bets live there, so
Parma had a good chance, but didn't really, not much of a shot in the end. Comfortably gathered by the keeper. They made a substitution. There, Felix, not João Felix. He's on. So Felix Carrera, maybe something like that. He's after coming on anyway. So making an attacking change there. Parma. 58 minutes gone. So half an hour left to pull one back.
It's just going to be half time in the West Brom game. Nice enough that it's still 1-0 to Huddersfield. Obviously, that was the main objective, but a little bit disappointed that there's not more corners, or Robinson couldn't have got the shot on target. He did have a shot, but unfortunately it was off target. So
yeah, it's frustrating. 89 minutes gone here in the Netherlands, so fingers and everything crossed here for James. It's so open. I've just flicked it on. Oh, right. It's just it's really hard to watch. It's so open. Ajax with all the pressure. 89-40. Just want to see what gets added on here. I don't know if it works in the Netherlands like it does in England and Spain, where if Ajax need a goal, they'll get a lot of time. So we'll find out in about 10 seconds now how much is going to be added.
Yeah, I mentioned at the start of the show that I fancied the two away teams in the EFL tonight, and Mansfield went down to Tranmere early, but they just got back to 1-1. And I mean, if Mansfield and Huddersfield win, I'd be kicking myself, because I think it was an 18-1 double for the two.
Oh wow!
So I'd be fairly sick, but yeah, it's still decent shouts, I suppose. And I said the most important one for us is that Huddersfield keep that win or keep the lead and get the job done. So
yeah, two crazy things happened. Not crazy. First one up, 4 minutes added on in the Netherlands, and that game is helter skelter at the minute. Oh, cleared off the line. Like Ajax could have scored 2 since I've turned this on. Like a huge save by the Cambuur keeper there. Crowd is rocking. And Parma nearly conceded again. Cittadella had a ball cleared off the line as well. So Cittadella and Ajax both very unlucky not to have conceded, but thankfully neither of them did. Ajax shooting against Cambuur for James's bet, and I just think if I need both teams to score, I don't want Parma to go 2-0 down late or middle of the second half. I'd much, obviously 1-1 gets me in the bag. So 91.5 gone. Oh, fuck. Sorry, James. 91:30 on the clock, and that's the best goal I've seen all season. Like 35 yards. Ajax. I didn't see who it was. It looks like a midfielder. We'll see the replay now. I was watching it on the small screen. That was honestly, that goal was coming. Gravenbeck. I don't know who he is, but what a rocket of a goal. I'll see the replay here. I'd say he was closer to the centre circle than he was to the box. Like, it was miles out.
James has just come in with an Ajax, so Yeah,
Yeah,
not good
it's hard
news.
luck,
But
James. Sorry about that.
I suppose at
Uh,
least you still got
oh,
the under 5.5 in there, and I had a decent stake on it. So hopefully it's not.
yeah, that's what I was
Uh,
cheering on. So he didn't. What was his bet then?
so I think he backed the 7-1 on the correct score as well.
Oh, right. Oh,
I
well,
think anyway. James,
okay. Well, more. I
let us
thought,
know if that's correct. So.
yeah, let us know what you actually back there, James. With your high stake on the other one, that's what I was kind of cheering on. I got confused, yeah, with the 5.5, but you're going to be under that. I'd say this game was just going to end. Although the ref has added on another minute here, so it's not the 5 now. But I'd say this one is over. That's worth looking up, that goal. Absolute rocket in off the top corner. Kind of bounced across the goal. It was so into the corner. Great finish. Yeah, shame about the 2-2, James, but at least your big stake one didn't lose or hasn't yet. 93 and a bit gone, so hopefully this one just wraps up now soon and ends. 35 minutes gone in Portugal, no goals. That's starting to drag now, if I'm being honest. Not confident anymore. And a goal in Belgium. Bad guys. Union 2-1 up. Throw in right in the corner flag. Messing around, nothing much happening. Goes out to the edge of the box, whips it in, and I think that's an own goal. Again, absolutely desperate out of the Leuven centre backs. Great for the bets in the bag, over 2.5, and both teams to score 47 minutes on the clock. That bet just walked in.
Yeah, some shout out, B.
Yeah, chuffed at that. I tell you, if you're a Leuven fan, you'd be very, very unhappy. These are 2 goals they shouldn't have conceded. Just be a bit of, I would have, there's not really a rivalry because, they're both historically, although it's not an own goal, but the ball has gone the entire way across the centre back. And he kind of puts his hands up like he's leaving it for the keeper. And the centre forward, the same little fella gets around him and toe pokes it past the keeper. Great finish again. Really good forward play from Union, but Leuven are handed it to them here. They'd only be couple of minutes apart as well. Union are from Brussels, so that is a rough one. There's the stereotypical couple in the crowd, and your one was showing him something on the phone, and the boyfriend just looked so unhappy with everything that's going on around them, and she was laughing at something on her phone. 2, oh God, Union straight back at them here. Goal here will put this game to bed.
There was actually one of those.
Nearly a goal. Sorry, Slat, Gary.
Sorry, I was just saying there was one of those in the West Ham match last night where there was a girl behind the goal filming the free kick that they scored from.
Oh, right.
And she got all excited and turned around to the boyfriend, and the boyfriend, instead of limbs that you would expect, he just turned around and gave her a hug. I was just imagine seeing yourself on TV doing that.
You did, praying that you don't get picked up by the cameras.
Yeah, he had no reaction to the goal and then just turned around and hugged the girlfriend. I was like, oh, would you at least wave your arms about her, shout or something? You don't want a goal like that scored in your end as well. So
yeah. Full time in Belgium, in the Netherlands. So your big bet wins, James. So that's at least something for you there. Very happy about that. A few more changes in the Serie B. Nothing to report. Don't think this both teams to score. 8 shots for Parma, all off target. So not really sure where they turned that around from.
Just watching the Benfica match here. Vizela had a really good attack there, and defenders got a last-ditch tackle in. Otherwise, it would have been a great opportunity to score.
I think that game needs a Vizela goal.
I think so as well. So there's 6 minutes on my clock before half-time. If you get a Vizela goal, but Benfica are kind of still on top, even though they're down to 10 men. They started to have a good few attacks, and the corners are kind of racking up for them there. So 7 corners in total in the match, but 5 of them are to Benfica. So you can tell they're not kind of sitting back and putting a team performance down to 10 men. So I think you're right. Just need a goal. I actually think a goal either way, just to break the deadlock, would be good.
Yeah, a good chance here for Leuven. Corner, hopefully. Yeah, corner to Leuven, cleared out behind. But yeah, you're right, Gary. I take a goal either way at this stage now, just like you said. It's like you said it a good few times on these streams about yellow cards. If there's a couple of yellow cards in the first half, there could be loads. But if there's none, the ref just has set the precedent. He's going to keep those cards in his pocket. Bit of an injury here for Cittadella. Yeah, it looks like a real one. Slide tackle that just went the wrong way. It's very unpleasant. Won't be long lasting, but he, no, don't like to see that. So could be plenty added time on anyway there, hopefully.
Vizela are going to have a dangerous enough free kick here, so fingers crossed they can put a good ball into the box.
Yeah.
And just kicking back off in the Shelbourne Dundalk game, as I said, on the balance of play in the first half, Dundalk look a decent price. They're at around 7-4, 2-1. Not something I can back, unfortunately, but anybody out there looking to have a second half bet, I wouldn't put you off it.
Yeah, like the sound of that. Yeah, Leuven now back at it again here. Oh, there's a good chance actually. So poor cross. Really livened by that goal. But like I said, these teams, it's exactly how I saw this match going. Looking at the in-play markets, nothing jumps out odds-wise. I mean, another goal in Spain seems very likely. It's 4-11. Any goal in France, that game, look, I just watched it for a couple of minutes. Seems to be slightly opening up. Another goal there. Any goal there, 4-11 as well. Yeah, they're probably a bit light in terms of the odds that I'd be looking for, but not bad prices if you're that kind of better. Parma not up to much at all. Mansfield are still 2-1, Gary. Are you still like that bet?
I see them here at 6-4. If you can get 2-1, I think that's a good bet. Like, because like Mansfield were one of the form teams in the Football League there for probably for 2022 since Christmas onwards. They I think they'd only lost one of their games, maybe not even lost one of their games. They were doing very well. I don't have their stats in front of me, but I can get them up there. Get them up here. Tranmere are a decent side, but they struggle to score.
Right.
It's not often they get more than 2 goals in a game. So the fact they scored, that's probably their average done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You look at them in the league. So Mansfield are 6th, Tranmere are 7th. But I think Mansfield's recent form has been the driver behind the fact that they're sitting in 6th, because they lost an awful lot of games to start the season. So just looking at it here, if you take the FA Cup out of it, they're unbeaten since the 23rd of November. And they've played, this is in all competitions, they've played probably about 12, 13 games, won 10 of those and drawn 3. And as I did, they lost in the FA Cup. Is another one you'd add on. So 14 games, they've won 10, drawn 3, and lost 1. So you can see why I fancied them before the game. But I think they were something like 12-5 before kickoff. So it would have been nice to be on them there. And then Tranmere have lost 4 of their last 5. Now, the 4 that they've lost have been away from home. They're a better team at home. Coming into a game like this against a form team, you don't want to have that kind of record, you know?
No, not at all. Parma slowly playing back into this one. Leuven, a lot of the ball, not much with it so far. And then closing in on half-time in the Portuguese game. So, all gone a bit quiet. Hard to know what to make in the next few minutes. Let's see if we, you know what I mean, just sit through it and see if anything sort of shakes out would be my lean in there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go in 0-0 anyway at half time. So I'm surprised by the attendance at Benfica. I would have
Is it
thought
poor?
that. Yeah, and it was the same. I was actually in Lisbon last week at Sporting, and I mean the ground was half full and there was a decent atmosphere, but we were in probably the most expensive seats.
Right.
I think they were €35, but you could get seats for I think it was like €14 or €15. And I said the ground was at least half empty anyway.
Are you surprised how low the attendance was?
I was surprised how low the attendance was, yeah. And like I said, even looking at it here in Benfica, like it's probably only about 60% full. Where you think like a capital city, you'd expect that they'd be able to fill out the stadium, like especially on Friday evening. Like
I was only talking about this the other day with somebody. Like I feel like everything I see now, the crowds are not full. Like doesn't matter which sport, which country. Maybe it's like a COVID hangover and people just aren't fully going back or something. I don't know, but just seems to be gone very, very. Lots of games you see kind of half full crowd. Oh, here we go. Red card to Cittadella, which is only Parma to score. 15 minutes left. Perfect. That's a second yellow. Good counter-attack for Parma. Cittadella obviously forgot that Parma haven't been able to score at all tonight. It was two defenders, but he just threw the elbow up, got him in the face. The winger made a meal of it. I got him in the shoulder. Made a meal of it. He got the yellow for the cynicism of it. Second yellow, red card. So that game is right back in. But yeah, about the crowds, Gary. Like I mean, this Serie B game, obviously Serie B nearly empty. I just see events from all over the world, and I just think, where are the people? You know?
Yeah, like I mean, in some countries you can understand this, but like so again, I went to the Sporting game last week, and I bought a scarf and a jumper, a scarf and a hoodie just in the shop. Mainly because it was freezing, but also because they were nice. And I kind of wore the scarf or the jumper around the next day, and everybody that saw me was either a Benfica fan, basically, you know, kind of jovial, booing you because you were in a Sporting top, or a Benfica fan like would shout over the odd kind of whatever Benfica chant at you or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of hit home. I was like, you know, it's not as if you're walking around and people just aren't aware of football. Everybody knew the colours.
Yeah.
You know, they were into it, but yet there was only probably about, again, I think it was something like 28,000, and it was like a 40,000 seater stadium. Like I'm not even joking. You could count the away fans on one hand.
Wow.
I think there was 4. Like, but the away area could seat about 2,000, and there was about 4 fans. It was just mental. Like,
Royal Union gone 3-1 up here, so this game is as good as done. But obviously, from our bet, doesn't matter. We picked goals of both teams to score. So 3-1 there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised by a lot of that stuff myself as well, Gary, when I see it at the minute. Don't know what to make of it. Yeah, small attendances, I don't know. Halftime in Portugal, 0-0. Not sure what would you expect. I mean, you probably watched more of that match tonight, Gary. Would you expect second half goals?
Yeah, I see James has a comment in there saying both teams to score because it's been pretty end to end. I would expect goals, but I don't know whether we're going to get 3 and in the order that we need them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it could easily end 3-0 to Benfica, But I don't know whether we're going to be lucky enough to land the bet or not. But still, a possibility. See, in your game there, LB in Belgium, has actually gone 4-1 now.
Yeah, just as you were talking, it was a free kick and then VAR changes. So there is definitely VAR. VAR changed it to a penalty. So he just buried it. And that guy who was being entertained by his girlfriend's phone earlier, they've gone back to him in the crowd, and he's obviously a Leuven fan because he is not happy in the slightest about this. But yeah, the way things had started for Leuven, it's just unraveled badly there. So yeah, that game is gone. But obviously good for us. But bad for the Leuven fans. Look at this. 3-10. I'm not going to back it. It's way too low. But like 3-10 for a goal in the French game. Nearly evens for a goal in the Shells match. Gary is starting to catch my eye.
I think that's a very good bet because I said that Dundalk kind of dominated the last 25 minutes of the second half, but Shells have come out playing better in the first 10 minutes of the second. So yeah, if you're getting evens on just any goal, I think that's a decent bet.
Yeah, I want to back that. I like all of these games to have another goal. I mean, Benfica is a full half, but it's only 1-5. It's just gone back to 5-6 here for the goal in the Shells match. 4-11 in La Liga. 1-3 in the whatchamacallit, League One.
So I see a 12-1 treble here, which I'm going to back. So it's Mansfield away to Tranmere, Atletico Madrid at home to Cadiz, and Lille at home to Saint-Ettienne. So that's about 12.25 to 1. I think has a decent chance. Mansfield are obviously probably the least likely to come in, but we just talked through their stats a minute ago, so it's hard not to back it.
Yeah. No, I actually quite like that one. I'd really get greedy and do that myself for the Shells goal in the Shells game as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the fourfold. I'm going to piggyback yours and throw in the goal because I'm greedy. And
you always have to go for the greed,
man. Yeah. Parma not making much of this man advantage so far. Drifted on here nearly 80 minutes, but they're just gone a bit quiet. Yeah, I guess Italian teams are very well able to defend a 1-0 lead. So it's going to take something special, and Parma certainly are not demonstrating having much special at the minute. Actually, full 40-something minutes left in that Lille game. I don't know why I thought it was much later. So that's
yeah, no, it was a late kickoff. I think it was a 8 o'clock kickoff.
Right. Let me check the stats, how that's looking. 6 shots to 4. Yeah, it's not that wild, but yeah, you'd have to think at some point, a big crowd there in that match, in fairness, you'd have to think that they'll get something going soon. That was the West Brom Huddersfield match looking, guys. Yes. Parma equalised 1-1. Yes. That is just saying how crap they were. So that's the first winner tonight anyway. Won the singles. Nice even money winner there. Obviously on top of the Belgian one as well. So
yeah. Boom there anyway. I said you were like, that's the second winner, is it? Yeah.
Belgium and then nice. The lads, I think Parma are going to win it from here. I mean, they just score 10 minutes to go. Very simple ball into the box. I was looking away, so I don't know if it was a free kick or a corner. It was a free kick. About 13 yards out on the sideline, whipped in. Just centre forward the centre forward? He got up just way higher than everybody else. Nothing keeper could do about it. Into the left hand side, Juric 1-1. Lovely. That kind of degenerate Aka that I mentioned earlier, Gary. All it's missing now is 2 goals in the French match and a second goal in the Huddersfield match. So from a bet that I thought was dead and buried a few minutes ago. It's actually not too bad now.
Take that.
Yeah. I think I just asked you about the Huddersfield match, had I? How that was looking?
Yeah. So it's kind of been a bit scrappy to start the second half. Huddersfield are on top. They dominating possession. There's just been another corner as well. Ward had a shot on goal that was deflected out for a corner. So yeah, like pretty comfortable from the bets perspective. There was a stat brought up on screen there a couple of minutes ago about West Brom at home this season. They've only scored 21 goals at home, but 16 of those have come in the second half. So that's a bit of a dodgy stat for our bet. But on the balance of play here, I said Huddersfield look fairly comfortable. It's only 7 minutes into the second half on my clock, but they've started well anyway.
Yeah, that guy I mentioned, Felix, who just came on not too long ago for Parma, just bought himself a free kick, almost exactly where the free kick that led to the equaliser was from. Yeah, defender just put his leg out needlessly and he went over it. I want to check the odds here of a Parma winner, but I'm starting to get very, very tempted by it.
Just while you're doing that, Huddersfield had a great chance to go 2-0 up. So the corner got cleared away, but went back out to the right-hand side. Second ball into the box, and the defender, Lees, got his head on at the back post. Good header, headed it down, but it was just straight at the keeper. If it had been either side of him, I think it was a certain goal, and 2-0 up, there'd be no way back for West Brom. So good that Huddersfield are still knocking on the door to get that second goal, but it would have been nice to get it in the bag.
Yeah, big time. 21-10 for a Parma winner. Not tempted by that. Not with 6 minutes to go, plus probably at least 4 added on, but not tempting at those odds. But a good indication that my read is right, that it's so low. They were dead and buried at one stage. Free out now to Cittadella, so it's going to calm down for a spell.
While there's a little bit of a lull in the football, you looking forward to your maiden trip to Cheltenham next week?
Yeah, very excited for it. So anyone who's not aware, myself and Gary both own shares in the young superstar Grangy, so we'll be going to see her in action on the third. We'll be over there most of the week, but to see that. So yeah, very, very excited. What about you, Gary?
Yeah, buzzing for counting down the hours.
Yeah, I'm the same now. Really can't wait. Got good news / bad news for you, Gary. So Dundalk have scored, so you were right, but it's obviously not good news. So yeah, that's a tough one. But you did see it coming, in fairness to you.
Yeah, the ball hasn't quite gone into the net on my screen yet, but yeah, like I said, it's bittersweet. As I said, I could see it kind of coming, but obviously didn't want it to happen.
I would have said nothing. I thought you were watching the Huddersfield. Apologies. Yeah, so I mean,
both of them on here, so.
For Cheltenham, yeah, I can't wait. You know, it's up there with the top racing things you want to get to. So yeah, absolutely buzzing for it. Haven't got my bets on yet. Going to start getting some on and do them here while I've got a calm head and not over there with the excitement of it all.
Yeah, the only thing that is you'll end up putting 2 bets on every race. If you're anything like me, you change your mind last minute.
Oh yeah, well, look forward to it anyway. Any tips you want to share with our viewers, Gary? Any thoughts? Anything? Any names you want to throw out there?
Well, I again, this is big after timing, but the price is still there. So, Blue Lord, I sent him on to you in January. I'll be at 7-1. I think he's very underrated in the article. It's kind of drifted out. He was in a 6-4 favorite a while ago, and had an average enough run at Leopardstown recently, but still won that race. And I think he'll be better next week. He's 7-2. So I've had my biggest bet of the week on him earlier on this morning. I think Grangie, who our horse she runs on Thursday, she's still about 7-1. I think she's a cracking bet. So yeah, the two of them are probably the ones that I'd call out. But I've still a good bit of research to do over the weekend now, and pick out the final bets that I'll be placing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's odd that goal still hasn't been scored on my screen. Are we sure that is actually a goal in Shells Dundalk? I don't think I should be that far behind.
Still on mine, it says it. Yeah, it's even settled as a market. Over 0.5. You sure you didn't pause or anything by accident?
I didn't think so, but
Cittadella,
yeah,
Cittadella milking the clock here. It's 87 minutes gone. I'd say I don't know how accurate they're going to be, but it could be easily 6-7 minutes added on. The Lille game, I had the goal in the Lille game sitting on my bet slip, and it's just gone to SP. So I don't know. Does that mean is it suspended? I mean, that SP is very rare to see it. Just like a glitch, maybe. Not sure what's happening.
I'm looking at it here, just on Betfair, and all of the markets you'd expect to be priced up are still priced up. So,
the Cittadella players now. There's one fella down the ground, and he's either going to need an airlifting to hospital, or he is milking it. And I think they know that they're cooked here. Parma have their number, but they're just doing everything they can to kill the time. It could be a lot of time. Oh, actually, I take that back. He got clocked right in the face with the ball. Oh yeah, no, he actually could need serious help. Oh yeah, the poor fella. That's actually disgusting.
Yeah, I could really do with a Jake Livermore booking now, to be honest. I have him in 2 bets, so it'd be nice to get him in the bag.
Yeah, I hate when you have something in a few different bets and it's the same leg seems to just go south.
There have been 8 corners so far anyway, so at least that's still ticking along.
Yeah.
But still need the Robinson shots on target, which is probably lagging behind too.
Another very close call there for Parma. 89 on the clocks. Really want to see what this is going to get added on. What's going to get added on? Parma out to 5-1. Just want to see it now. With all the stuff that's happening, it's all been in the second half. It could be 7-8 minutes, I'd say. I'd be confident of another goal if it's that kind of time, because Cittadella just can't handle them at the minute. 6 minutes, okay, yeah, still a bit of hope there. Dangerous free kick to give away. Yeah, Cittadella are in serious trouble here. Free kick on the edge of the box. Parma into 10-3, which is a huge jump just based on where the free kick is. So, let's see this here.
It's bad. I don't know how my stream went that far behind in Shells, but like that goal still hasn't come up. So I must have been a good 10 minutes behind without realizing.
That's so weird. A great save by the Cittadella keeper. Just a lofted ball into the sort of middle of the box, looping header towards the far corner, back in the direction of the free kick. Keeper got right across and down onto it. So great goalkeeping there. Yeah, I mean, my match is still showing Dundalk 1-0 up.
Yeah, no, I think they are 1-0 up. They just have a free kick here on my screen, so I think this is what they're going to score from. I want to see the goal, so that's why I haven't kind of tried to update and get back to normal.
Yeah.
The ball's just gone in there. So look, they've been Hope and header. Fairly poor goal for Shells to give away, but yeah, I said I was kind of coming, especially from the end of the first half.
Another Cittadella player, 2 Cittadella players down injured here. Crowd are going mad. They're really, one fella's tying his laces, so they're really doing whatever they can to eat up this clock. So 3.5 minutes to go here. Probably be another one added on beyond that, just because 8-13 for the goal in Atletico and same price for a goal in Lille. Both of them starting to tempt me. Maybe as a double, what would that be? 1.5 to 1. Drifting towards it. Drifting towards a bit more than that. So I'm not going to do it yet. I might give it another couple of minutes. But just see what happens.
Yeah, I'd say Lille are drifting to a decent price themselves, like 17-10 for the win. Give that 5 more minutes, you might get 2-1.
Oh my God, Parma had a absolute Goran Pandev. I'm sure you remember him. You're old enough, Gary. He had he's come on and had a great shot at a kind of a ball playing around the box, and one of his own players blocked his shot. Really unfortunate. Oh my God, cleared off the line. Oh my God. Penalty Parma. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Handball. Oh my God, I don't know if I can watch this now with our penalty stuff that we have going on. But yeah, I think I said it, that game. Sometimes we talk about this, Eddie, in play angles. You see so much when you're watching it in play, but Parma have just, I don't know, did Cittadella get tired? But when that player went off, they were like somebody unplugged them. They were just not able to handle it.
Yeah, I suppose that's the whole point of this show, is to be able to watch those games in play and get the bets on. Like we called out Dundalk against Shells, and that's come up, and now it looks like your one's going to come up as well, LB. So
yeah,
it's the reason we do this. Hopefully James and everybody else watching in is following along and making a bit of cash out of it.
Cittadella players doing everything they can now again to slow the referee down. Don't think he is buying it. So
I want to say something, but I don't want to really jinx it. I'm going to say it anyway. Is that
Gary? I don't want to jinx it, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah, no, but like they're just. I'm actually surprised with how comfortable this has been for them so far. I mean, I said they were 4-1 yesterday to win this game, and when you're back in a 4-1 shot, you expect to have a load of scares. But like, especially the second half, they've 20 minutes of dominating possessions. They've had 2 or 3 half chances themselves from the headers, the corners, where the keepers had to make a decent save. So yeah, obviously still time for West Brom to turn it around, but I'm surprised with just how comfortable it's been so far.
Yeah, that was a great shout. I mean, hopefully touchwood it comes off, but even to get this far, it's clearly a very good shout. Right, he's lined up for the penalty after all that tomfoolery. Nearly 2 minutes of it.
Tomfoolery.
He hit the crossbar. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Why did he not give that to Pandev? I don't know who took that penalty, but free out now to Cittadella. 96 minutes on the clock. Game over.
I'm expecting a comment in from James to say back to miss there. Because if anybody's watching this, you should be just backing the miss all the time. Like,
Who is this guy? What is it? Oh my God. That is absolutely sick. Oh God. Those stupid, like absolutely rocketed it off the crossbar.
Hold on,
90.
there could be a booking for Livermore here, hopefully. Book him, ref, for fuck's sake. So Livermore, like, is there? So basically, he didn't foul him. The right back fouled him, but the fellow got a kick in the head and was down holding his head. And Livermore went over, similar to what Declan Rice tried to do last night, and pull your man up off the ground, and then kind of got into a little bit of an argument. But the ref just sent them away instead of giving him a book, and it would have been lovely. West Brom have gone desperation mode and reached for Andy Carroll, so there's about to be mayhem added onto the pitch now.
Yeah. Oh, your man is distraught here for Parma who missed that penalty. Rightly so. Brunetta. I don't know what he came on as a sub in the second half. I mean, I don't know why they didn't give it to someone more experienced. I mean, Juric has already scored, or Juric already scored in this match. You know, Pandev and those lads been around forever, but they've given it to this guy, and he belted it off the crossbar. So that is the end of that. That match is ended now, obviously. So gone. Starting to look now at the dream.
Dream is over with Mansfield as well. They just conceded to Tranmere, so
ouch. I'm starting to look at this game. A goal in the Lille match and another goal in La Liga is 5, not quite 5-2, 2.25 to 1. So you know, whatever, tenner would return 32, so 22 to 10. I think I'm gonna back that.
The West Brom players are just getting unbelievably cynical now. They're fouling left, right, and centre. Hope that ref gets a few more bookings out.
Yeah.
How he hasn't given a booking there. That's outrageous foul. That should be a red card. Oh, he has got a yellow card, yeah.
Who too?
Gardner Hickman. But it should be a red card, in my opinion, anyway.
Atletico just scored 2-1. So, yeah, that's another good one. That actually, that went as high as 10 to 11.
We don't want the penalty to be missed. I think Shells have just got a penalty against Dundalk. There's a bit of carnage happening here surrounding the ref. But they're over to the linesman now, all of the Dundalk players. Keeper's just being booked for remonstrating with the linesman. So fingers crossed this is the penalty that goes in tonight. Although if you can get on fastest finger first and get to a missed penalty. LB, I don't know whether you've seen that Atletico. Don't know whether you call that out.
I just said that. Yeah, I just said it
there. My focus is on the Shells game, so apologies. Geez, that's the 3 euro bets in, is it?
Yep, all 3 in. Well, if they win, yeah. So, well, no, sorry, Leuven and both teams to score didn't. So in the ACA, I had Leuven and both teams to over 2.5 and both teams to score, and I kind of mentioned on the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
So 3 out of 4. Yeah. So. What you saying about Mansfield?
Oh my God! I don't know. Oh, sorry. That's just a penalty instant. Sorry, I looked away and I looked back, and they were showing a replay of what happened for the penalty. But I was like, "How did a penalty end up with this carnage happening?"
Yeah. So has he taken it yet?
No. On it, like he'll do well to score this because it's been a 5-minute build-up. taking it with all of the remonstrating. Oh yeah, it's nice. Put on the bottom corner, really nice penalty. So yeah, you called it. Did you call it both teams to score there, LB, or no? You were evens for 1 goal. So
1 goal, yeah. Geez, I'd say at that point both teams to score would have been a huge price. Yeah, I must have been very disappointed now the way that Parma game finished. It was really frustrating. Interesting to see now. I'm kind of looking this all for Lille. That's all I'm really waiting on. Would be a Lille goal. And that would be a good night. Hard to see it though. I mean, what's the time? 71. They've only had 1 shot on target, 5 off, 2 and 4 for Saint-Ettienne. Not really stats that would make you think goals are on the way.
Where there is goals on the way is in the West Brom Huddersfield game, 2-0 Huddersfield.
Oh, no way.
So if we could just get them to take their fingers out in Portugal, we might get a bit of a shout towards the end of the show. So
that's actually really true.
We're asking for a lot for 3 goals and the way them to come, but stranger things have happened, you know.
Yeah, the way this is panning out now, that missed penalty in that Parma game could actually end up costing me a fortune in terms of stuff here. So it's just really, really annoying. The Huddersfield match, obviously anyone bet 365, that's a win because it's the early payout. So certainly for our giveaway, that's already in the bag. So 7-2 winner there, Gary. So well done. You're on absolute fire with these Friday night EFL bets this year.
Yeah, and it was my mate Danny Ward that scored as well. So
nice. I think the Benfica one. I mean, let me check the stats there. I mean, 3 shots on target versus 4, 8 shots off versus 11. So I mean, it's definitely not dead, but it's a lot to ask for. 3 goals. Yeah, 3 goals.
So I'm just watching the Huddersfield goal here. It was actually a really, really good goal. Keeper will be a bit disappointed with his parry out, but it was well worth in the build-up.
Yeah. I just lost this Portuguese match now. Still only 4.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's still only 4-11 for the goal in Portugal. Seems like a very, very low price.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I still don't think I'd be laying it, but it is a low enough price to be getting involved at that. Yeah, I was going to say I'm just hoping that there's a few petulant fouls now in the West Brom game. You know, now that they're 2-0 behind. As I was saying that West Brom had actually a decent shout for a penalty there. Callum Robinson got taken down. Looked like he got fouled in the box, but the ref didn't give it. And the ball went down and crossed in. He headed his next opportunity wide. So it would have been nice from where to get the penalty and take it, or to get that header on target. It would have livened up my bet something serious.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
It's actually a definite penalty as well. So if there was VAR, the game could be back to 2-1, but obviously no VAR in the championship. So
I think we're going to end up getting, like, you know, we can still win the ACA, but like we're going to end up with probably 75% of our picks right, but just all clustered together in a sub in a way that we don't necessarily want.
Yeah, exactly. But like as I said, to be alive with still time to play, is
it's all you can ask for.
Yeah, and like still a Vizela goal in the next 10 minutes, I think the bet still has a great opportunity. So, yeah, fingers crossed that can happen.
Yeah. 11-8 now for a goal in this Lille match. 15 minutes to go. Kind of. I don't know enough about French football. I wish we had Dermot around to tell me if I was thinking right. Are Lille just going to let it fade out, or what? What are they likely to do?
Yeah, I'd be similar to you. I'd follow it, but I wouldn't know in depth as much as Dermo. The one thing I'm fairly sure about is that Saint-Ettienne are down near the bottom of the table, I believe. I'll go ahead and check it now. The only thing is I don't think Lille have much to play for because, even though they won the league last season.
Let me look at it here. So, no, Lille, they're 1 point off the European places.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, not Champions League now. Yeah, and Saint-Ettienne.
Down 16.
Yeah, so one of those ones where maybe it's better to draw than not lose, though. That's something else to worry.
Draw than not lose.
It's better. Whatever. I'm getting tired. You know what I'm trying to say? Just take the draw, basically. Don't risk it. What was the other? Benfica gone outside evens here now for the first time, 5-4. No shot since we started tracking it again.
Oh God, I'd love a Livermore booking now, and we'll set the last couple of minutes up for that 7-1 double booking double that I had. It's annoying that West Brom have had 3 bookings, but none of the players that I wanted.
Yeah, frustrating for sure.
Shells have actually been on top since they scored that goal. So they got a penalty on 85 minutes, but it's the 93rd minute now, and they have a corner. They've had 2 really good chances to actually get a winner. So fingers crossed they can get a winner from this corner. I'd say it'd be quite a bit on because of the time it took to take the penalty.
Yeah, penalties usually do add on at least 2 minutes. Yeah. My record of wins when there's been a red card is just so poor. It just kills so many bets.
Yeah, I'm actually going to flick on the Benfica game here and see. Have you been watching Benfica, Abby? Has there been?
It's kind of open. It's open enough without being really open. So I actually flicked over to the Lille match, and it's turned into a lot of pot shots. So most of the shots I've seen now have been from well outside the box. Never a good sign when you're waiting for a goal. So I'm not sure about that game for a goal. I'll leave Benfica to you then. What's left in it? Probably 20 minutes.
25 minutes, yeah. So I think it's 63 on my clock. Just over 25.
Just for anyone watching, anyone who might have joined us, what's going on here? We've got 3 bets on the football. Gary had Huddersfield to win 2-0. That's happened. I had over 2.5 and both teams to score in Belgium. That's happened. And now we just have Benfica to win and both teams to score in Portugal. Long way to go. So we'll give away €250 cash prize if that happens. It's not the best situation to be in. We've been in worse, but it's still a good way to go. Time is against us. That early red card never helps. So just for there we go.
Oh, goal, Vizela.
Oh, no way. Oh, what a goal as well. Or is the keeper at fault? Well, this is all we could have asked for.
Where's it gone on my screen? Yeah, so we're live here. 2 Benfica goals, and we're.
I mean, that was really the risk that was Vele scoring. Class. Wonder if he's offside. No, he's not. Miles onside. What a goal! What a goal!
Oh, penalty in the West Brom Huddersfield game. It's all kicking off now.
Yeah, this is mad. It's gone very flat there for a minute. So now Benfica, another goal is 1-2 in that match. So Benfica must be, see full-time result here. Must be big odds though. 17-2. So that's what we're down to. 25 minutes, 17-2 shot to win us the money.
This was no more a penalty now, but I suppose they got away with one fairly recently as well. But the ball bounced, the defender went to kick it away. It was kind of a high boot, but he kicked the ball and then started lowering his foot, and the West Brom player just dived pretending he was kicked in the head, and the ref fell for it and gave the penalty. Unfortunately, it's not Robinson that's taken the penalty. It's Gardner Hickman, I think. Oh no, Kareem Grant. Sorry, Grant. And yeah, he slotted it home. So 2-1 makes me feel better that we got the early payout with Bet365 there. There's still 6 minutes left in that, and it'll be a bit of a crazy last 6 minutes.
So here's one for you, crazy last minutes. 8 minutes added on in the Mansfield game, and it's 2-2.
Oh, really?
So 6 minutes left. It's 92 on the clock.
And, oh my God, and West Brom have just equalised.
Oh no, this is all happening here. Jeez, 2-2. Oh man, we are going to be one goal away from an absolute ton of these. What are they called? Excuse me. Vizela are doing some serious time wasting here. And there was a very, very questionable penalty appeal for Benfica. He played for it, but he was tripped up. Now, I would like to see a lot less fouls given in games, so I don't really mind. Obviously, I've got money riding on this one, so I'd like it to have been given. But interesting. And then the Vizela player's gone down. A lot of booing and whistling here. I can see this one getting a lot of time added on. How are we looking in?
There's actually so much happening. I don't know where to look.
Yeah, I'm the same.
It was Andy Carroll who got the goal, it looks like.
90, classic Andy Carroll. Shit, some man. 93.5 gone in Tranmere, but dangerous attack here. I think it's dangerous attack for Tranmere though. Still 4 minutes to go for Mansfield to snag a winner. For your shout, Gary. 6 minutes left in Lille. That game is going to kill my Aka. That was actually especially really painful, that one. They said hurtful, painful.
Because I'm so glad I did that on Bet365 with the early payout. I've been sick.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Huddersfield were into 1-100.
That's Bet365 of all the different bookie promotions. That early payout is by miles the best.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, 3 minutes gone to that Vizela injury. So I think this game could have Tranmere have just scored 3-2.
Yeah.
Shite.
Jesus.
This game
Tranmere struggled to score goals.
Yeah. This game could have 10 minutes of injury time. I'm not even joking. This Benfica game. The crowd are absolutely going mental. The player's still not up yet. this could come up to very soon going to be 4 minutes of stoppage because of this one injury. The medics came on, they gave him the magic water, they did all that. He stood up, and then as soon as they went off, he just sat down again. So yeah, see what happens here.
Yeah, still, like, my bet builder is still active. If Callum Robinson can get a shot on target, every time the ball comes to him, he just scuffs it. He's got a good chance in the box there as well. This game has had everything, though.
Yeah, it really does. You know those lads who go in and just do those huge price team, like, laying those 1 to 100s and stuff like that. Very happy man tonight. Or anyone who does that are very happy people tonight who do that.
Has there been another red card in Benfica, or is that just a replay of earlier on?
Just replay, still just dragging on.
The replays are freaking me out. Like,
it's been over 6 minutes, this one stoppage. The man has finally gone off. God, I can't wait to see what gets added on. It's 12.5 to 1 on the exchange. Could get very tempted to back what you call them, Benfica to win.
Yeah, I mean, you just got an awful lot riding on Benfica to win, haven't you? What price are they, Albie?
They're 13 to 1 on the exchange and 10 to 1 on Bet365. Yeah, I'm not going to do it because of that now. A lot of my only remaining bets, in fact, have Benfica in them. Another goal could be the shout. They might run out of time for the full winner. Let me see what another goal is. 4 to 6 for another goal with 18 minutes left of plus injury time. I think it could be double digits injury time. Honestly, I do. Hit the crossbar.
Oh
my God, he hit the crossbar.
I thought I was in.
See the Benfica fellas in the crowd, they're already celebrating. I think they know this is like like Man United. Oh, handball in the box. Oh, if I can get money on Benfica.
Oh, they might VAR that, will they?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they'll VAR that handball.
Oh, just gone suspended. They'll give it. That has to be a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very harsh penalty, but what's his hand doing there?
Yeah, and he catches the striker with his elbow as well. So
here we go. There's another in play. If this gets given as a penalty, red card out. He's sending off the manager, right? So he's running over to check the VAR screen. Crowd are going bananas. Do you have the sound on?
So much happening here. It's ridiculous. Like,
oh, he's not giving it. The game's back on.
He's not giving that. Oh my God. Surely that's the definition of handball. Like, your arms are up above your head, elbow the striker in the head as well while you're doing it. Like,
yeah. This part of me feels that like we're watching this happening here. Like another goal. What goal is what? Still 4 to 6. 3 here. Yeah, I think I'm going to bat. Well, like back in Benfica now, 12 to 1. It'll be 15 minutes of this plus. I could see there being honestly a lot of added time. I don't know if they'd actually give 10 minutes, but I mean that one stoppage alone was more than 6. Let's see.
yeah, we really could have done with that shot to hit the crossbar going in. Like,
yeah, that could have been it. That crossbar, the penalty not given. There's your 2 goals there. Do you know? Oh, goal! 1-1.
Yes.
Boom! What a goal!
Get
Oh
in
yes,
there.
yeah. This is. I can't see how this doesn't happen from here. 12-5. What a goal!
This could be unbelievable.
James Noble with your freaking almanac or whatever you have down there. Freaking both teams to score. Perfect. Great shout.
Yeah, he's onside as well.
Oh, yeah,
Nice
it was a
one.
great goal.
Right,
Really,
this has to be in now. Come on.
yeah. You know, the keeper, I don't know, but the worst place on the pitch to put that ball. Come on. The crowd is absolutely rocking. You love to hear that. So what are they now? 9-4. 15 minutes to go still. Win this game -1 at this rate.
My heart can't take any more of this. Every time I look down at either game, the Benfica game or the West Brom game, there's just like a chance. So West Brom have hit the crossbar while all that was happening, and then the keeper has just touched over a good header now for a Huddersfield corner. So Huddersfield are still on the attack there. So it's just end to end in this game, and all the excitement that's been there with the Benfica game is mental.
Vizela just had a very dangerous counter-attack and they just got very cynically stopped. The crowd were absolutely... I think the cheer was as big for that as it was for the goal.
Oh, God. Andy Carroll has just cleared one off the line for Huddersfield.
Oh.
Actually, like, even though I'm chalking it down as a win anyway because I've been paid out on Bet365, I still would like Huddersfield to win just so everybody gets paid out. But it's unbelievable clearance off the line by Andy Carroll. I don't know how he gets so he gets his head to it, but how he gets it up and over the bar, I'll never know.
Yeah. Nearly over in the Lille game. 30 seconds on the clock, so I needed 2 goals there. I've given up on that. So I'm now fully invested in Benfica. Be playing a Benfica jersey now. Oh, counter-attack, come on. Crowd are rocking. What a ball.
Yeah, it's a good ball.
Follow up.
Oh, into the centre.
Lit off. Oh, you muppet.
He needed a shout there, though.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. The atmosphere was too good. He didn't know how to...
Yeah, no, but like I think if you got a man on shout there, like someone was behind him. The man kind of crept up on him, like.
That's what I mean about the atmosphere. He wouldn't have even heard that, you know. Free back here to our guys. Place is absolutely rocking. Still more than 10 minutes of this game left, and this game I genuinely think could have a huge amount of added time. Although I wonder, like if it's been mostly added on by Vizela tomfoolery, like if they end up 2-1 down, will the ref just blow it up and let them just rewards or whatever the phrase is.
God, there's still so much happening here. It's unreal. Although I think my bet builder is gone. Unfortunately, it looks like this game is going to end 2-2. Great game though.
All the games tonight have been really entertaining. There's like a scan, other than that crap in France. You go through it in the English Football League 2-2, Tranmere game 3-2, La Liga 2-1, Eredivisie 3-2, 1-1 here, 4-1 in Belgium, 2-1 Segunda, 1-1 Serie B, like absolute cracking matches.
Oh.
No.
My screen kind of froze there when the ball was gone over top. I was like, is he through on goal? And like we've been so close in recent weeks. I said one shot on target a couple of weeks ago. There was 1 goal last week. We need 1 goal this week. It's like we've been knocking on the door. So much like.
This would be such a kick in the backside. Like, 1 goal short. They had a very good penalty shout not given. They hit the crossbar. Do you know what I mean? Like, this could be in the bag already.
Still plenty of time left, as you said, though. So, and this it turned into a bumper show, given that the Benfica game was a 8:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
Normally, shutting up shop at the minute, but we can't with this excitement. So
yeah, the comments have dried up as well. So I feel like we've. Oh, come on!
yeah, which is surprising considering there's 225 quid on the line. Score!
Oh no!
Yes! Oh no!
Cleared off the line. What odds are they here again? I feel like you're backing them again.
Come on now, they have to like. The goal has to be coming like ridiculously close. Because how did he sneak it under the keeper?
Yeah, unbelievable. $12-5.
So for anybody just viewing in, our bet is on screen. So the Betalong giveaway bet. So we have Huddersfield to win. We got paid out on that because Huddersfield went 2-0 ahead with the Bet365 special. So we're marking that down as a winner. We have the Leuven and Union Saint-Gilloise game that was both teams scoring over 2.5, and that's in as well. So we're just waiting on Benfica to get a goal. And they're down to 10 men though, but if they can get a goal, it'll land the Portuguese leg of the bet and land our treble for this week. They say that Vizela have just had a really good opportunity there. It's gone out for a Vizela corner. This is getting very interesting. If you want to be in with a chance of winning the money, all you have to do is comment in on whatever platform you're viewing on. So YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Let us know what you've backed tonight, or if you're watching this game, let us know how you think it's going to go. All we want is a counter-attack here now for Benfica.
Yeah. But just for the record, Gary, just to clear it up, you said we're counting that as a winner. I think we're counting it as a winner in the giveaway. We're not actually counting it as a winner in our own record keeping.
Oh, yeah, not in our own.
Just so anyone heard that and just might think that we're absolute cowboys like everybody else in sports betting seems to be. Yeah. So it's a winner for the giveaway competition. So we'll still give that prize away. Even though the bet didn't win, we still give it out to you, but we're not obviously going to tell ourselves that we had a winner. Corner here now, God, yeah. I'm looking at the 6-4 for the goal.
A winner anyway, but
6-4 for a goal is starting to look very good.
Yeah, come on now, Benfica. This would be amazing.
Unbelievable stuff. Counter-attack is on. Go on.
Oh, what bad throw out ref.
Yeah, it was so telegraphed, wasn't it?
All the markets have gone suspended on Betfair for some reason, but I'm not sure why.
They just can't keep up with it.
No, they're back now. So they have Benfica as 27-10 to get the win.
Yeah,
it still isn't bad considering how they've been. You think there's going to be added on time here as well, don't you?
There's one stoppage of over 6 minutes, or just like maybe either 5:50 or 6:10. I didn't see the seconds when it started. They were absolutely pulling the. These.
Oh, is that a penalty?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it too. Back a goal here.
Corner taken quick before VAR can look at that.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, that was a definite penalty in my book anyway. Because it was the other arm as well. Like it was his unnatural arm going down.
Yeah, it was very, very bad positioning.
Benfica seem to have lost a bit of a push in the last.
They really do. Yeah, they really have.
Top for a good while there.
Right, this is that they've gotten out of there. They got that free out now. It's kind of giving them a second. See, they need to be like You know, I don't even know if the manager's allowed, but just head over there and figure out how many minutes they're getting added on and calm those fellas down. Do you know what I mean? If there's going to be, they could have 15 minutes left here. They don't need to be panicking. But they're going to have at least 12 minutes, I'd say. Could be more.
That's a good opportunity now.
Wow, yeah. Quickly taken. Corner. Lovely.
Right, here we go. Got a nice header from this.
2-1 for another goal. Oh, God, if I wasn't massively invested in this now, I'd be piling into that, I think. You know, because it's going to be like 85, we're going to get at least 5 minutes added. You know? Oh, it's not a goal. It's going to be a goal kick.
Goal kick, yeah. A reverse angle. It looked like a definite corner from the
I was sure it was a corner, yeah.
Vizela trying to slow things up now. I think they're happy enough with what they've got.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, they lost it there. That pass was just a bit on the tardy side, wasn't it? Offside. Is that a free? Yeah. No, not that offside. 9-4 for a goal.
It's a 16-5 for Benfica. I'm interested in. They're just lacking a little bit of creativity.
Yep. They had that flurry and it just a mistake. One, 3, 6, 4, yeah. Another substitution for Vizela. They are doing everything they can. See, the crowd need to be getting going here and kind of remind them, you know? Just got very flat.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying about, like, John, if they had a full stadium there, it'd be rocking, like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the build from this now, it'd be good. Because Vizela are dropping nearly all the way back. I think they're happy enough with what they've got, so. Let's hope the referee is the hometown referee and gives 8 or 9 minutes at a time, anyway. We want to beat their Cheltenham banks.
Yeah, big time. It's getting sloppy.
So that's grand. Like I like seeing that Vizela are just kicking the ball away anywhere. It just shows they're settling. So it should be hopefully wave after wave of attack here. Although it's a good counter attack opportunity.
Was it 88-30? I just want to see what I want to see what minutes are getting added on here.
Yeah, it'd be so disappointing to see 4 minutes or something.
Yeah, I've convinced myself it's going to be massive. Yeah, Vizela are they're like Cittadella in the earlier game. They're absolutely they're dead on their feet, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. This has like big ramifications in the Portuguese league. Like, it probably actually puts Benfica out of contention for the league if they don't win this, because they're.
Oh my God! How did they not score? Sorry,
I was going to say, like, they're so far behind Porto, and Porto have played a game less, that this is like a make or break for them. Like.
Yeah. Right, 15 seconds before we find out.
Right, bit of composure here.
Corner.
Corner, right, come on. Is the minutes gone up yet?
No. 8.
Lovely.
8 minutes. Right, that's a lot of time.
That should calm them down from this corner as well. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the odds actually tightened on a goal when he announced that. So went from 5 to 2 to 2 to 1 for there to be another goal. So I mean that shows you how abnormally large that is. That little play there before the corner was some chance. The keeper, fair play to him for getting out and blocking that.
Yeah, Jesus. A great play, like. Great footwork. I think they'll get one more opportunity. Whether they can take it or not, I don't know. But there'll be one opportunity in this 8 minutes. Or 7 to go. Abby, do you want to give a run through to people who've just tuned in of what's happening?
So what we're watching, so we have a treble on Huddersfield to win. They didn't win, but we got the early payout in Bet365. So for anyone who's watching, we're going to count it as a giveaway win. Over 2.5 and both teams to score in Belgium. That came in as well. So this is the third leg of the treble. We need Benfica to win this game. Benfica and both teams to score, but it's 1-1. So the Benfica goal, it's the 92nd minute, 8 added on, so 6 minutes left, 6.5 minutes left. If it comes in, we win €250, and we'll pay that out to one of the top commenters across our various streams here, YouTube, Facebook. So if you are watching, make sure to drop us a comment, get yourself in the hat for that draw, and then pray to the footballing gods that Benfica can grab a late winner. Late goals in Portugal have been kind to us over the years, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they managed it. Fella gone down here. We start seeing cramps shortly, I think, at this stage of the game. Yellow card to Vizela. It's just a bit of an ankle rake. Probably wasn't intentional, but it's nonetheless.
That was definitely intentional.
He got his yellow. Free kick here. 93, nearly 93 gone. Free kick is too far out. I'm sure they're just going to pass it off and start building. Yeah. Even that far out, you'd like to see them just swing it in, try and put them under a bit of pressure. But
yeah.
There was 5 full minutes left here. Good ball on. I always find it funny, those teams that pass around a lot, but then still end up resorting to just crossing the ball most of the time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Corner here. Come on.
Yeah.
Man, this time last week I was cheering on Sporting and I'm cheering on.
Yeah. Classic. There we go. Nothing.
It's grand that they're still camped in. And I said it'd be Vizela that would be feeling the nerves. Like, oh yes, oh,
great shot. Good.
That be a penalty?
No, the keeper's claiming he got hit. I'd say maybe he's trying to mask a penalty.
None of the Benfica players are calling for claiming for anyway, but it's mad the way the keeper can just go through anybody he wants. Like,
yeah. There's no way there's a free there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a penalty either, but
no. He's checking it, is he? Oh man, killing the time here. No, he's not. He's having a word with someone. Send off another coach.
Jesus Christ. Do they must count on booking points, do they? I must actually look that up.
I actually don't think they do. I think I saw someone giving out about that recently, seeing all the yellows and it not actually giving them anything for it. I guess how do the bookies price up the likelihood for an aggressive assistant manager to get his marching orders, another yellow card? They are racking these up now. Yeah.
Adult Trap, to see on the pitch? Don't think it doesn't look like it.
No, he got sent off.
Oh, did he get sent off, did he?
That was him who got sent off, yeah.
All right. I want to give for this to hit the top corner now.
Yeah.
Or any part of the net.
I don't care where it hits as long as it hits. Yeah. Far out, but
the main thing is to work the keeper, like.
Yeah.
At minimum, get it on target. Told you to get on target. And he wasted so much time lining it up as well. Like.
I know, that's the thing. And free kicks go in so rarely. Like, that's actually shocking. Carry on. Like, just, do something quick. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, probably about a third or a quarter of the remaining time went on his prep. What a crap kick out. Jeez, you'd be disappointed if you were a...
Yeah. Right. Come on now, Benfica.
Massive now. Right, 97 about to come up on the clock, so 1 minute left. One last chance from here. Oh, there's a pass.
Oh, yes, what a ball. That was a great pass through the lines, though.
Really good. 45 seconds to get it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the corner. Oh, God. Free out. Very quick. Take it quick. Come on. Don't even wait around. Right, on you go.
Time to start going long, I think.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Yeah, this is our last chance. Won't be anything after this. Oh, he passes, burns him. Well, you fool. You absolute muppet. Game over, I'd say. 98 on the clock. And that's very bad of the ref if he blows this up exactly on time, because that other crowd were doing a lot of time wasting in the 8 minutes. Like, there's still lads going down.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as they lose this ball, it's game over.
Oh, they could score from this, could they?
We could have had.
Swing? Yeah. Oh, God. Vizela.
Free kick here. No, I think we're...
Goosed.
We're done. They are doing some absolute milking of this. But yeah, 98, 40 something gone, I'd say it's done. Gobby came very close to another big winner there. Another red card on the sidelines. Jeepers.
I don't think I've ever seen that many people on the sidelines.
No. Certainly not over the course of the game. Like, maybe if there was like one incident where he sent a few off, maybe, but just that, like, never seen that before. So many. And any time we watch the Portuguese games, it seems to happen. 99. So he's going to give the free kick to Vizela here and then blow it up. So I think we're done. I don't see any scenario. They're going to the corner anyway. Right.
Well, the ref still hasn't blown it up, which is weird.
99 and a half, yeah. So I was right. He was going to give it extra time to Benfica for what Vizela were up to. Here we go. Go on. Control it. Just couldn't happen, could it? Oh, you. What a crap pass. What was he doing?
That's awful.
Shocking.
The ref must have a bet on Benfica as well. Jesus.
Just over 2.5, maybe. He's giving the other crowd their chance. Is he going to give him one more shot? He's letting him break. 114. That's a great ball. No. Oh! No. Oh! Oh, my God. You selfish. Game over. Oh, my God. That should have been it. That is disgraceful.
If he passes the ball there, it's in.
111 minutes, we would have won it. You. Yeah, punch the ground all you want. That's 100% on him. Wanted to see his name. And that's the same fellow with the free kick who took 40 minutes to set up his free kick. Right. Well, woof, that came very close to a massive winner again. Again, 1 goal, 1 shot. We're always on the cusp of it. A couple of single winners, though. We won in Belgium. We won in Huddersfield. We won in the La Liga. We won in the Serie B. A lot of good winners out tonight. So hopefully you got on a couple of those and had your own winners yourself. Very, very close to a massive 25-1 winner in the ACA, but some selfishness in the part of certain forwards has cost us there. So not to be tonight. And we won't be back next week. I was about to say back at the same time next week. We actually won't be. Cheltenham is on and our resources are stretched far too thin, so we won't be around. So there will be no show next week.
Our resources will be far too drunk to do a coherent show.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody wants to see us in that state. No, but we're Slats will be around, but he won't be covering on his own. So we'll be back the following Friday. So I'll check the date. I think it's the 25th. Yeah, Friday the 25th. Seems like a long time away. And we're probably soon from an international break as well. So, but anyway, we won't be on next week, but we'll be still posting stuff on SportsRunDown.com every week. So make sure or every day next week, and make sure to get over there and see what we're doing. And we'll be back later in the month. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you got a couple of winners, like I said, and very, very close at the end of the big one. So have a good night, and we'll end it there.
Yeah, cheers everyone.
Thanks.